Hello everyone and welcome. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today guys, we're back with a single faction tournament. So if you haven't seen this format before, it's pretty much the same as like an ECL in terms of overall structure. However, the players pick one faction in the beginning and they play it all the way through. So it's a little bit different than the Faction War. Faction War has a dedicated set for every single faction, right? So you have one champion per faction. But in this case, you could have like 30 greenskin players sign up and you could have like 2 Skaven players. You could have any kind of mix and match. And there's a couple factions today that only had like 2 signups, whereas some had like 7 or 8. Kind of a little bit of a gauge of popularity, which is quite interesting to see. But yeah, something special about today's single faction tournament is the individuals who rank the highest with each faction actually qualify for the upcoming Faction War, which is going to be on this Saturday. So basically, if you're the highest rated Tomb Kings player in the tournament, you do better than all the other Tomb Kings players. Even if the other Tomb Kings players got karate chopped in the first round and you only made it to the second round, you still get to qualify as the Tomb King. So that's pretty much it. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's going to be good. Quite a solid run of players today. Let's go ahead and load in here and take a look at the old bracket. So we're going to be using the challenge bracket since there's a lot of folks playing. So currently for our top 8, we have Zablaski facing off against Yawning Firefly in our first match, which is going to be Wood Elves versus Lizardmen. After that, we have Dr. Jellyfish versus Anticity. So Anticity coming in to defend his Faction War strap with the Vampire Coast. So Vampire Coast versus Lizardmen there. Then below that, we have Tank of Clan VM facing off against Migsa. So Greenskins versus Vampire Counts. And then on the bottom, we have Greenskins versus Skaven as well. So only one Skaven made it here to the finals. Human Boy Yes Yes. You guys probably remember him from the World Championship replays I was casting the other day where he used the Storm Vermin front line to pretty good effect. Kind of a cool tech piece against the nerf of Skaven Slaves. So very eager to see how they all do. Is there a link to check out the bracket yourself? Yeah, we can do that. So if you guys want to check out the bracket, let me go ahead and drop it over here for you. There's the link so you can see who played, who qualified, who's where, etc., etc. There's no spoilers. We had some really serious top-level players today, so pretty funny. So all the dwarves lost in the first round, like every single dwarf. So those 3 dwarf players who lost in the first round are having to play each other in best of 3s to see who qualifies for the grand finals, which is pretty hilarious. Anyways, so let's go ahead and head on over to the lobby, where we have Zablaski against Yawning Firefly here. All right, ready when you two are. Very cool. I know it's quite late over in Russia, so I'm sure Zablaski and Tank are really pushing the envelope right now. But again, appreciate them playing, and let's do it. Let's do it to it. One Skaven too many. There was only 2 Skaven today. There was, we had Hadries, and then we had Human Boy, yes. And Human Boy got a little bit farther. Well, of course, here in the top 8. So Human Boy will be our Faction War Skaven this weekend. Yeah, the job we did. Yeah, Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings are not in the top 8, but the highest ranking Tomb King player was Happy Puppy. So Happy Puppy will be qualifying for the upcoming Faction War on Saturday. And again, you can check out the link I just shared to see who got the furthest for each faction. The highest sub faction we had today, because sub faction was its own category to complete these 16 factions. The highest sub faction we had was Loopy with Nagarath. So Nagarath will be our sub faction, and that is with Loopy, of ODM. Yeah, that's good. That is good indeed. It's been quite a bit of fun. Ice Power Total War. So Turin, when are you going to catch Ice Power Total War? Yeah, they can. I think they're playing their best of 3 right now. So for the Dark Elves, we had a tie between Ice Power Total War and No Cane, No Gain. Very fitting names, both Dark Elf mains. So they're playing a best of 3 to see who's going to be getting the Dark Elf spot in the Faction War. And that's how it rolls, man. That's how the old cookie crumbles. Yes. Just started playing multiplayer last night and got a few mins, got your teeth kicked in. Hey, no worries, man. Hey, dude, it happens. I mean, no matter what game you play, like even if you take a high-level RTS player, if you throw them into a whole different game, they're probably going to lose most of their matches at first. So don't stress it. Yes, so here we have Zablaski. And for today's tournament, we have a little bit of a cash prize of, I think it's $25 at the moment. It might be $50. I can't remember what I wrote. But regardless, cash prize for today, and also it's a qualifier for the upcoming Faction War. So it should be good. You haven't missed anything. We are just getting started. I usually play in these tournaments. It's quite a bit of fun, but today I'm actually just casting because, I just wanted to kind of focus on the tournament. And obviously, there's admin responsibilities, there's rule breaks, other things like that, and I wanted to kind of make sure I could really handle those and focus on them. So, but I will play in these in the future. But considering this was a Faction War qualifier, I didn't. The Empire only made it past like the first round. So if I had won 2 matches with the Empire, I would have been in the Faction War, right? So, and I don't want to play in my own Faction War, so. Yeah, it's tricky. Anticity is just farming all the Lizardmen this tournament. Yeah, he's really good against Lizardmen. I can't remember the last time I've seen him lose to Lizardmen in any format. I don't know. It's been a while. All right, guys. So for the forces here of the Lizardmen, we got Chameleon Skinks in the front, Sara Spears in the front, backed by the double Solar Engine. This is like about as cookie cutter meta as you get in this matchup, right? The Skinks do really well against the Rush and the lightly armored infantry. You have the double Solar Engines to counter the Archers. Mazda Mundi, I think, yeah. So he's going for Mazda. There's a couple of variants. Some people, pick the Light Slun. Some go with Mazda. Mazda's probably better because of Apotheosis in this matchup. And double Skink Chief on foot. Pretty cool army. Yeah, very, very standard stuff. We'll see if Zablaski can crack the code and get past this army. Now for the forces here of the Wood Elves, who are going to be led by the great Zablaski. He's got a Glade Lord on foot with Prayavanath Raymond. Very interesting. He's got War Dancers with Eternal Guard and a metric shit ton of Glade Guards, some of which have Hagbane Tips, some of which have the Starfire Shafts for the armor piercing. And the battle is underway. The fate of Middle-earth is upon us. And that is that. Yeah, it's pretty funny. The Dwarf factions all got eliminated in round 1, like all 3 of the Dwarf players we had in this tournament, and like they're just battling in a best of 3 for the spot right now in the pits. Yeah, pretty funny stuff. Zablaski with a little bit of a misplay here, maybe. Sending in his Glade Lord into the Chameleon Skinkfire. Now he's going to get Solar Engine pretty hard. It looks like he is able to dodge that shot, but the dreaded tactical blunder here in the beginning, not going to be the end of the world. And yeah, having that many missiles. Okay, Prayavanath Raymond going down. Yeah, well, I guess you don't really care too much about the 40% missile resist when you can nerf their missile resist and you also have like 1,000 archers shooting at them, right? Our arrows will blot out the sun. So here the Chameleon Skinks getting pounded pretty hard. I would imagine that the Glade Guard are just going to methodically switch through all the Chameleon Skinks and kind of pick those guys apart. 1 unit is down for the count. Zablaski does also fall back with his main force, so the Eternal Guard and the Dryads have fallen back here, but they are also taking a bit of a barrage from the Bastillodons with the Solar Engines. But that was a nice little opening volley there to kind of punish those Chameleons. On top of that, Zablaski does also have Glade Riders with Spears. Those bad boys can kind of move around and they can, either tie things down to the back line like the Solar Engines or, can just chase off routing units. We'll see how that all goes. So the Wood Elf front line is moving in. War Dancers, I'm curious how they'll perform. They should beat Sara Spears pretty handily in combat. Dryads, of course, will beat the Skinks. But against Sora, it's a little bit more of a tricky situation. But yeah, this is also quite brutal. And the War Dancers getting peppered with Cohort Fire and Skink Fire. A lot of poison darts on those ladies. And at this point, I don't know how that fight's going to go. Saurus do get the Harmonic Convergence. Looks like the Saurus probably will end up winning that center mass engagement because of the buffs and also the poke and poison and a couple other variables. But where are the Glade Guard Starfire Shafts going to be shooting? So right now it looks like they're shooting at the Saurus infantry. A little bit hard to tell here, but I would imagine they'll probably switch on over to, yeah, they can't reach the Bastillodons. This is a really good play here by Yawning Firefly. A lot of Lizardmen players make the mistake of getting their Bastillodons too close to the battle lines, and then from there they just get pounded by all the archers. But in this case, he's staying at his maximum range. He's making sure to just rip the shots from a safe distance and playing that kind of slow, grindy game at the front line. Really nice shield of the old ones too, but man, that's a lot of firepower. Might be able to break those Saurus. Looks like the Saurus spears here are going to be kind of crumbling down. Now in the backfield, Zablasky is coming for an ambush. You can see here he does have the Glade Riders, which have emerged from this kind of choke point. Going to be chasing down the Chameleon Skinks, but it looks like Mazda going to be dropping a fat net. Pretty good. Now, is there going to be follow-up? The cohorts might turn around. Will the Skink shoot, or is that net going to be a little bit, you know, insignificant here? But it doesn't look like it. It looks like the net is going to be quite efficient, locking down those guys, allowing the cohorts to pile in, and also getting all the Chameleon Skinks to really blast in. So the backline pressure here from Zablasky did not really do the trick. The pickle was not tickled, as I like to say, and those guys are going to be going down for the count. Now, as far as the rest of the missiles go, the Glade Guard Starfire Shafts able to punish the overextending infantry here, but the Bounce Fire is pretty even, maybe a little bit Lizard favored. Shutting down all those skirmishers is quite devastating, also considering that the Lizard infantry is performing very well, and there still are 2 solar engines online and very, very happy with plenty of ammunition. These ones are at half, the other solar engines at about 35-40%. So that bad boy is sitting pretty good in the ammo department. Zablasky's ammo is good though too. He's got about half ammo on all of his archers, and he is really punishing anything that kind of is able to get through. But, you know, using ammo on the Skink cohorts certainly doesn't feel good. The Skink cohorts do have shields, and they're numerous, and they're very, very cheap units, so typically that feels pretty bad to be shooting chaff units. But it looks like he's just, yeah, going for whatever gets through, and I think you have to. If you get to the point where your archers are all being like chased and corralled by just a couple skinks, that's a really rough situation. I also think this is a good play, bringing back the Glade Riders instead of pressuring the back line, which already failed and clearly won't work with the nets and the skink chiefs on foot and everything like that. Bringing back the Glade Riders with spears as a sweeper unit, kind of like you're playing football, or as we say in America here, soccer, using this as like a sweeper in your backfield just to kind of make sure nothing gets into your net. The net being the archers, of course. I like that quite a bit. Quite tasty indeed. So the battle rage is on. Bounce of power kind of normalizing a little bit here in the middle. Lizardmen solar engines still shooting quite happily. And Chameleon Skinks now going to be advancing up. Ammunition for the Wood Elves, not a huge problem yet. And the Saurus infantry are being worn down just through attrition. Looks like the Spellsinger of Life getting her hands dirty there as well. And now there's no more forward pressure here for the Lizards. That could be a little bit of a problem. Of course, as all the archers can now advance up and maybe even get in range of the Bastillodons, that would be quite good indeed. The Chameleon Skinks are still going though, and as ammo gets more and more scarce, it kind of sucks to have to use ammo into the Skinks. I would imagine Prey of Anathrema is off cooldown. We could see a Toad Snipe potentially, but Lord Mazdamundi does have the Sunburst standard of Hexwaddle, which gives him and nearby allies a pretty massive amount of physical resist. Not physical, but missile resist, excuse me. So shooting Mazdamundi generally feels pretty bad. And if ammunition does run out and all we have is a bunch of, you know, Glade Guard, they will probably struggle to fight the Bastillodons in combat, even when the Bastillodons run out of combat. So we'll see. Glade Guard moving in there. A net going down. A very interesting choice on that net. Don't know if it was super necessary, but nonetheless, he does net down the Glade Riders, and he's going to be able to poke him. I mean, he maybe could have netted down the Glade Lord there and shot it with the 2 solar engines, but even still, I don't know. I guess it's fine. He wants to get rid of the mobility, right, and just kind of make sure that nothing can ride him down and pressure. But now the Wood Elves are getting into the lines. Look like Zablasky might be on the comeback train here. As even 14 Eternal Guard and, you know, these Dryads, they're all going to be very annoying. And now that this Bastillodon is running, it's pretty much a non-factor in terms of, you know, what appears to be an advantage for the Lizards in the Bounce of Power. Like, if it's just kind of running from infantry, that's very tough. So solar engines are out of ammo. Zablasky running very bare bones on ammo too. 2 Glade Guard kind of overextending a little bit. Might be a little bit of a mispath here, but it looks like they probably want to be shooting at maybe the Bastillodon that has some ammo left, because yeah, those big dinos are just going to run right through him. Here comes Gary. He's pissed, and he's going to be ramrodding them Glade Guard. There they go. Brutal damage indeed. A brutal damage as one Glade Guard does fall. So at this point, the archers and the cavalry still kind of messing around here. Glade Riders chasing down the Chameleons. Could go after the other 61. Probably won't be able to do a whole lot there. Nice shield of the old ones, giving the ward save against all damage types. You can see it gives the gold icon damage resist, which is against all damage types. And the Glade Lord also moving in, but oh man, you know who could really be an X Factor here are the double Skink Chiefs, and I think that's why the Bounce of Power is like it is. Those guys are going to be such an unholy pain in the ass to deal with, and ammo is so low for Zablasky, man. Look at him, I mean, yeah, you can see the Bounce of Power really reflecting that here. Yeah, trying to finish off that solar engine, might be able to get it. The Starfire Shafts, of course, ripping some very nice shots. Leadership is at 12 right now. The last Samurai, but Gary does get in there. He's going to file some paperwork, TPS report all over the face of those Starfire Shafts. And a little bit of crossfire from Hagbanes, of course, which aren't as good against armor. But yeah, looking very grim for Zablasky here. Looks like the Lizardmen will advance, which I'm sure Anticity is rubbing his vampiric hands together right now, as this is quite a good outcome for him, because Wood Elves against Vampire Coast, it's a stressful matchup, like, for sure. Wood Elves can really do quite well there. But Lizardmen against Vampire Coast, it's kind of like the Lizardmen feel probably a little bit helpless at times. So this is a very good run here for Anticity, the outcome of this game. Although Bounce Power is kind of ebbing back. The Wood Elves are scrapping, man. Yeah, look at this. The Glade Lord chasing down that Bastillodon. The Archer's doing some work here, but they are out of ammo. Going after the Solar Engine. Oh my god, could Zablasky bring this one back? That'd be crazy. He needs something to chase down the Solar Engine, though. I don't know if he can afford to, like, let that thing, like, come back and rally. Maybe he gets some spears or something. But a really good Pravenoth Rama used here on the Solar Engine. And lowers its missile resist, and the last of the ammunition is being used here. Glade Guard, Starfire Shafts being sent into melee. Not really much of a choice here. And it looks like an Apotheosis does go down as well on that Solar Engine. Yeah, the Glade Lord's still on the hunt. Not the worst in combat. 65, 60, 360, so not the best weapon strength. Probably could, of course, do some damage against like Skink Chiefs and characters like that. Look at this. Zablasky is rallying his Glade Rider Spears here in the backfield, and they are going after the Bastillodon with the Solar Engine, which is certainly a good play. You can allocate something very cheap in damage to chase off something significantly more powerful, but the Wood Elves still have a fair amount of infantry left, I guess, and infantry, I guess, with air quotes, because they mostly are archer units. And it looks like right now, I'm not sure what they're shooting at. It looks like they're going after Big Chungus. Yeah, I think they're trying to work on Lord Mazdamundi, while this Glade Lord over here continues to go after that Solar Engine, and we do have the... Oh my god, the Riders got terrified. I feel like getting terrified by a unit that's routing is kind of a silly mechanic. I feel like that should be changed, but... I mean, I guess just because something's running doesn't mean it's still not scary and terrifying. I don't know. It's kind of a strange mechanic in this game. I guess a little bit controversial. But it looks like the Lizard's probably going to pull this one out. I mean, the two Skink Chiefs are still very healthy. Mazdamundi probably still has some wins for Apotheosis. And the Wood Elves mainly just have archers left. It's been a very close, scrappy game between these two high-level players. The Glade Lord looks like it's almost shattered that Bastillodon. It's been beating on it for quite a minute. A little bit of ammunition being ripped here. But yeah, you can see here the two Skink Chiefs able to break that pocket open. The Glade Guard Starfire Shafts are broken back. But nonetheless, Zablasky still will be playing in the Faction War this weekend, because he is the highest ranking Wood Elf in this tournament, and this is kind of like a qualifier for the Faction War. We're just kind of testing out that format to allow chances for new players to get in who haven't had a chance to play in the Faction Wars before. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a shatter there from the Skinks. Not going to matter too much. Chameleons will pile in. Chameleons will handle Glade Guard pretty well in combat, although the Glade Guard stats aren't terrible, 21-28. Yeah, I guess they could probably fight the Skinks, but I just don't see Zablasky having enough to kill all three of these characters. Yeah, he shatters that Bastillodon. The other Bastillodon is shattered as well. Could this Glade Lord be the hero that Gotham needs? I'd be quite surprised to see that being the case. Yeah, Glade Guard, Starfire Shafts doing some work here, but there's no way. I mean, not with the two Skink Chiefs. Those little characters are surprisingly annoying to try and finish off. They can run, they can kite, they pack some punch with their missile, their little kind of blow dart guns. And that is going to be army losses, and Yawning Firefly will be advancing to the next round. GG, well played. That was a very scrappy fight. Down to the wire. What was it, like 10-15 minute game, give or take? Always down to see that, man. Yeah, so this is... I've seen builds like this. Some of the builds mix in like Wildwood Rangers to try and fight the Saurus front line, but the core problem is that Chameleon Skinks and the cohorts are so good against Wood Elf infantry. But yeah, the Glade Guard spam is something you see. Sometimes I almost like think that maybe if there was like a stronger Lord, like an Orion or something, to like kind of... No, Orion would get sniped pretty easily too, and he just got nerfed. I don't really know what the solution is. I've seen this matchup won by both sides though, for sure. It was a good even game. It's not like either faction was just dominant against the other. It was very close. And this is like about as cookie cutter as you can get in that matchup. Like there's some small variations, but generally speaking, this is like the style that you see that's very common. And you know, Glade Guard spam works. Trying to think. Yeah, I feel like Zote-centric builds won't work because they're just going to get poked down too efficiently by the Skinks. It's very tricky indeed. So now we can go ahead and prepare for the next match. So the winner will be the Yawning Firefly, advancing on to the next round, and we'll get this next game going here in just a hot moment. GG, well played. Yeah. All right. And now we can go ahead and get the next match going, which is going to be Anticity facing off against Dr. Jellyfish. All right. Anticity versus Dr. Jellyfish. You're up. Password. Cool, so we'll get those bad boys in the lobby. Very good. Yo, sorry, yeah. I could have done a better job showing the value. I guess we talked about it. Yeah, the solar engines had like 1,200 apiece. There was one skink that had about 1,200. The other skinks got like 600 to 800. It was pretty like spread out. There was no one that did super crazy in general. Yeah, so you're all good here. All right, Anticity is on the way. Dr. Jellyfish should be ready here in just a moment. Let me make sure. The dreaded lizards have made it. I always find that a lot of lizardmen make it to the top 8. It seems to be a pretty standard thing. All right, Anticity is here, so we can switch over to the lobby here. All right, let's do this. Let's update the nameplates, and we'll get this next game going. Anticity and Jellyfish. Put Jellyfish for now. Well, just know he's a doctor, according to his name. All right, there we go. Hey, Bubba's Big Blast, thank you for the donation. Player 1 by 1 to buy one. I apologize for nothing. Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? Thank you so much for the donation, man. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. Here in the single faction tournament for the map, we are going to be doing, let's do Altdorf Outskirts. It's a good map. All right, map set. Good luck, have fun. All right, so we have Dr. Jellyfish against ODM Anticity. They will have 5 minutes to set up their armies. 5 minutes for armies. Good luck, have fun. Anticity is ready already. Holy shit, he had to build like prepared. No mercy, man. That's got to be like an intimidating thing when you like load in, your opponent's like, I'm ready. Like they don't even like second guess their build against you. They're like, just, I'm good. I know it works. Although this map, Altdorf Outskirts, is a little bit like there's some terrain to work with. So normally this matchup is very Lizardman favored. I mean, not Lizardman, very Vampire Coast favored. But this map could make it a little bit more even, considering that you know, there's a fair amount of terrain to work with, and you know, the players got options. The players got options indeed. So we'll see if they make any adjustments. I mean, honestly though, it's not that bad. Like cannons and deck gunners, all that shit still works on this map just fine. So you know, I'm sure he'll be okay. Yeah, the Empire didn't make it. Usually an Empire makes it to the top 8, yeah. Yeah, and obviously it's a best of 1 format, so it's much more casual. It's not going to be the most consistent results in terms of like player skill and whatnot, but you know, again, it's just a fun format. It's a quick tournament. You know, we started at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's been about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and we're like already in the finals. Like normally best of 3 tournaments like take like 6 to 8 hours. So it's just a quick, fun format. You get to kind of practice in bad matchups, which is good because you can be forced into them from time to time. And that's that. And that is that. There was a single faction tournament when we had 3 to 4 Vampire Count players in the finals. Yeah, but they not a lot of Vampire signups today. I think Tank made it to the top 8, but that's about it. Margaret, Skaven should only be allowed to bring Tretch to assert dominance. Well, you can talk to Human Boy, yes. He is your champion for the Skaven today, and he'll be here soonish to play. Yeah. Oh my god, the Count's Mirror final was like the worst thing ever. No. No. Just none. Mark, thank you so much for the donation, man. Really appreciate that. Dr. Jellyfish is ready also, so we will be loading into the Altdorf Outskirts here for this next match in today's single faction tournament, aka the Faction War Qualifier. The big mainstream faction war is going to be happening this Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so we'll be having the good times rolling. So, okay, Shane Connolly says, have you heard the bad news, Turin? Okay, I'm going to read this next comment carefully. Trinity College in Perth bans mullet haircuts, labeling them as unacceptable. Is that actually true? Really? Oh my god, that's terrible. Why would they do that? Yeah. That's wild. It's treason, man. Oh my goodness. The Beastmen did not make it to the top 8. They almost did. It was Beastmen versus Greenskins for a top 8 spot, and it was apparently, I'm sure it was a close match, but the Greenskins just barely edged them out. But the Beastmen will be playing in the Faction War this weekend, so you guys don't have to worry about that. Keith, thank you so much for the tenor. First time watching the live stream in forever. Glad to watch. Hey, Keith, happy to have you here. Is that a Chicago Cubs? Right on, man. Very cool. Cheers to the donation, Keith. Appreciate it. That's so funny that that's actually true. Oh my god. I know, but that's absurd. Like banning a haircut? You know? Like the mullet isn't even that bad. It's just like it's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Chironomus says, I feel bad I eliminated a Beastman player. They probably had a bunch of guys doing it. Yeah, but who cares? You know, it's just whatever. That's so weird. Anyways, so for the forces here of Anticity, yeah, this is the build we saw earlier. So he's got standard deckhand mobs, he's got bombers, he's got 4 handguns. This is like old school Anticity, man. Looks like he's back to his gun coast. Because I know for a while he was kind of doubting gun coast. I remember we were playing some games like a couple months ago and after they got nerfed and he was kind of like trying out different things. But it looks like he's back to the basics here. So he's got 4 handguns, 2 deck gunners, a single cannon, Sirens, 2 scurvy dogs just for some disruption. And yeah, bombers, deckhand mobs, Luther Harkin, and a vampire caster. Very, very classic Anticity right here. That is for sure. And now for the forces of the lizards, the challenger, Dr. Jellyfish. Will he be the Isildur to slay the Sauron that is Anticity here? He's got the Legion of Jaquois, Saur's front line, some feral Bastiladons. He certainly has some bushes to work with. I mean, honestly, he could take some troops through here or monsters and then ambush out the flank. We have a single solar engine as well. Mazdamundi on his toilet seat, and 2 Riperdactyls, Pterodons. Yeah, so Pterodons with Fire Leech Bolas. Okay. Very interesting. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, so in total, the 2 monsters are going to be the Solar Engine plus the Bastiladon. If you're going to bring big monsters against Coast, might as well get the cheap ones because they are going to dunk on your monsters with their firepower. So typically, the very meta thing to do is to see a maximum width army of Saurus and Skinks backed up by like 4, Pterodon riders, basically just to rock drop and disrupt the backline. That's like the very meta way to play this matchup from the Lizardman perspective, but nonetheless, we'll see how this unfolds. So the battle is underway. It is time. It is time indeed. And here they come. The Pterodon riders moving through the forest here. Perhaps going to be dropping some bolas here on the zombies on the flank. A couple options here, but let us know your predictions. Are you rooting for the Dark Lord Anticity, who has won, I think, 2 or 3 faction wars? Or Isildur, the challenger? Lord Jellyfish. Dr. Jellyfish. Lord and Dr. Jellyfish. He goes by many names. He is a man of mystery. So here comes the Lizardman army pressing in. It's only a matter of time before those deck gunners start unleashing their hellish volleys onto Lord Chungus here. Mazdamundi probably going to want to hide behind a tree. That's going to be his best bet. If you could just like park in these bushes right here, I think he'd be quite happy about that. And the Chameleon Skinks are going to be firing here at the zombie pirate bomber mobs, kind of forcing them back. They're also being peppered by the deck gunners, it looks like, but the little Skinks do have 40% resist, so it's not the most, it's not the worst engagement. Solar Engine is kind of camped over here on the right side of the battlefield, or kind of the northern center, as the minimap actually dictates. But it appears they are shooting at the handguns here in the back. And now the Skinks are moving in. Bombers, unfortunately, are going to be getting their full volleys here. Yeah, you can see these bombers are going to just unleash hell on these Skink cohorts probably here in a moment. Nice Wind Blast right there. You can see the Skink Priest of Heavens able to drop a Wind Blast, bringing down the gunnery mobs to about 60%. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't kill any models, so their firing efficiency is still pretty much at full. And it looks like some unfortunate overcasting here on the Vampire Fleet Captain. Took a little bit of damage from that overcast as the Solar Engine continues to blast into the handgun mobs. And this is probably one of the more important elements of the game here for the Lizards, is having really efficient Pterodon play. You need to have like perfect rock drops. You need to just cause as much disruption as possible in the backfield. Luther Harkin is intercepting one of them. And a Ruination of City going down. Hey, that actually wasn't bad. Look at that. That Ruination of City almost one-shotting that handgun mob. But look at the Last Samurai, man. The handgun firepower is brutal. And some of the Pterodons are now jumping onto the Great Cannon here in the back, just trying to do something before they get shreked. But Mazdamundi is doing an excellent job. One handgun is crumbling from that Ruination of Cities. This other banishment might help out against the other one. And the Lizards, man, really unfortunate. Dr. Jellyfish does have some tactical reserves. Like, he's doing very well, but if he had the Saurus and or the cohort of Sotek pushing through the center of Anticity's army right now, this could be a different game. Like, this cohort of Sotek could be on top of the handguns, could be on top of the deck gunners. All sorts of troops could be compromised, right? But in this case, the Lord Mazdamundi is going to be paying the troll toll and just getting blasted down. That probably will start to really tilt the balance of power. Because, yeah, like, troops are still getting through, but the tactical reserves are killing them here. I mean, these are 2 very powerful units in this matchup, the cohort of Sotek ROR and the Saurus Warriors, but neither of them are advancing. They're both kind of sitting idle. And it looks like now the cohort of Sotek is finally being given an attack order here, but I think it might be too little too late. You really need the timing and having those guys pushing up at the right place. Mazdamundi trying to survive with the, he's been power siphoned by Luther Harkin. You almost never see that. A really good Wind Blast once again. Dr. Jellyfish has been very on point with the Wind Blast here. It does hit these zombie pirate gunnery mob handguns. And Mazdamundi pushing his way back in, but the dreaded tactical reserves, I think, cost him the game. They're now moving up, but it's definitely too little too late. Anticity was able to really just have that center free. And those 2 units could have been on top of the deck gunners or the cannons right now, especially the cohort of Sotek, because they're very fast and also can refuse to die. So if they're being focus fired or bombered, you can really usually get a lot of value out of them in this matchup. But it looks like Anticity showing why he is the king of the Vampire Coast, the master of the Lizard Trinkets, the Kraken King. He goes by many titles. And in this case, the Bastillodon, Mazdamundi all kind of breaking here, and the Saurus Warriors with shields and the Skink cohorts are going to be moving in, but not before a lot of stopping power comes in. And like, look at this. This is good disruption here. He's got Pterodons back here. He's got like other tools. I mean, potentially could have killed these guys, right? Looks like a rock drop on top of the Carronade there. Very, very good stuff. Yeah, definitely not bad play from Dr. Jellyfish. Just missing those couple units there really, really cost him quite a bit. Cohort of Sotek down to 72 models, now being attacked by the bombers. Mazdamundi, looks like Frog is back on the menu here for the Scurvy Dogs as they do jump in and go after the big boy. 471, those hounds are nipping at his heels in his 45 armor. Down goes Mazdamundi after a couple more attack animations. Little hound's getting him, and the toad has fallen. Good night, sweet Mazdamundi. You will be missed. And that is GG. And the Pirate King will be advancing on to the next stage here in the tournament. And that is that. The Tactical Reserve finally did move in, but it certainly was too little too late. Don't get me wrong, I am the king of Tactical Reserves. I do it all day. So you guys want to see some value? I mean, yeah, this is a great army. It's obviously he's a much better Vampire Coast player than I am. He knows them like the back of his hand, and clearly did very, very well with them. The Bombers didn't do too great, but the handguns, of course, ripping shots. Deck Gunners always do pretty well there, and even the Carronade got like 1,000 value. You know, Dr. Jellyfish build had some teeth. I honestly thought it wasn't bad. You know, he's got like elements to harass. The one weird pick for me is the Solar Engine. I think I would cut that and just kind of go a little bit wider even. I feel like Solar Engines just die super quick to the Deck Gunners plus the cannon. So just like, yeah, cut the Solar Engine, maybe simplify your caster situation. Like, I feel like the 2 casters can be a little bit clunky with Mazda plus that. Plus Lons are a really big target, so maybe get like a cheaper Lord or maybe like a Gorok type character. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it was a good game. Well played. Well played indeed. So let's go ahead and go back to the intro graphics here. So we have Yawning Firefly versus Anticity, and now we have Tank versus Migsa. So Greenskins versus the GG. Well played. Vampire Counts versus Greenskins in the next matchup. Let's go ahead and tag those bad boys. All right. Tank of Clan VM versus Migsa. I believe it's Finnish. I can't remember. Cool. Let's get those bad boys in. Thank you, Joe Leonard, for the donation. Really do appreciate that quite a bit. And now we need to make some space in the lobbies. That's fine. And for the next map, let's see what we want to do here. Okay. Could do the City of Bones. Doesn't really matter too much for this matchup. They're both factions. I just don't give a shit. They're just going to get in there and go fisticuffs with one another. We'll do the Estalian team. It's a fun map. Joe Leonard, thanks for the donation. Appreciate that. And perfect. Very good. The faction war coming together. Let's hope Tank gets to terrify some mushrooms. So yeah, Tank has already qualified for the faction war as the Vampire Count champion. Migsa, though, this is more important for him because Migsa is tied with Void Lulls in the Greenskin. So if Migsa loses this and Void Lulls loses this, then they actually would both have to play a best of 3 against each other for this spot. Otherwise, yeah, it depends. So we'll see. Oh my god, that trash truck out there is going apeshit. You guys hear that? All right, map set. The players are in the lobby. Let's go ahead and switch in. Update the name. So it looks like Migsa is on the right here with a 2. He's got 2 A's at the end. I always get his name wrong. And Tank. Both very, very nice guys. Great sports. Can't root for either of them myself. They're both great. Now let's go ahead and load in here and make Tank's name a little bit bigger because he's a tank after all. He's got to have like a big, powerful name. How's it going? Welcome to the stream, guys. The Greenskins usually do pretty well in this format. Historically, Greenskins and Wood Elves have always done pretty good. You know, Undead has done well, but it can go to show that there's some players who are just so good at their respective factions that it doesn't matter if they get counterpicked. You know, Felcon won this with like tic-tac-toe only, right? So there have been situations where people can kind of push through it. So, yeah. What time is the faction war on Saturday? It's going to be at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it'll be better for those of you guys over in Europe for sure. This one started a little bit later because there was a handful of players I was talking to who didn't get off work until that time. So I wanted to make sure they could play. So that's why we started a little bit later today. But in general, the faction war will start at 9 a.m. a little bit earlier in the morning. So yeah. Yep. So we got Migsa versus Tank. The Greenskins, the Waz here facing off against the dreaded Vampire Counts. I'm curious to see how Migsa will approach this. Yeah, Black Orc, Grom the Paunch, Archers, Savage Orc Archers. Yeah, this is one way of approaching it. So for the forces of Tank, let's go ahead and look here. The Vampires, Zombie front line. As far as his monster core goes, he goes double Vargulf, double Banshee, Vlad von Karsline. Oh yeah, Vladdy Daddy, baby. It's going to be fun. So we got Vlad. We got a Corpse Cart here for Tank, and then we do have Black Knights all over the flanks as well. Very, very cool army. I like it. Anytime you get to see Vlad in a competitive game, I'm stoked. So sign me up. Now for Migsa. Migsa's got Night Goblin Fanatics. Ooh, they can actually be really, really scary in this matchup. Like, if you're not paying attention, they can just, like, nuke all your infantry. Very cool. Grom the Paunch with an Orc Shaman with Brainbuster and Fist of Gork to deal with ethereal units. A couple Savage Orc Biggins mixed with Black Orcs, and then a light skirmishing core as well. So yeah, he's going to have a defensive position for sure. Force the Vampires to engage over there and do their thing. Yes, Falcon did not play today, so he will not be playing on Saturday. Unless we have someone, drop out and maybe we need a last-minute replacement or something. But, I wanted to give a chance to... I mean, of course, he was more than welcome to play today. We would have loved to have you, Falcon, if you're watching. But, we want to give a chance for this event to be open. I think that's fun. Because I think the Faction War is probably one of the most exciting events we have on the channel in general. I think it's really fun. It's just it's exciting, and you get to see every faction. It's not just the same factions over and over. So I wanted to give a chance to everyone to qualify. And there's players today who, are doing really well and qualifying for the first time, which I'm super excited about. Which sub-faction are we going to be seeing? So the sub-faction that did the best today was Loopy. ODM Loopy. And he did it with Nagarythe. So we're going to be seeing a Lithanar, the Shadow King, is going to be the bad boy coming in hot there. Vlad's pretty gangster for sure. I mean, the only problem with Vlad is that he might struggle against Grom the Paunch in a straight-up fight pretty bad because he's infantry, but... in terms of durability and getting sniped, yeah, he's going to take forever to go down. And you have the two Vargulfs to deal with your boy Grom the Paunch too. But again, you got to deal with the Daka. The Greenskins have all those error boys just pounding into your Vargulfs. So it can go either way for sure. Either way indeed. So the battle is now upon us. A Vindictive Glare overcast on the Night Goblin Shaman. Poor little guy kind of knocked himself over. But even when he does that, he gets back up and usually casts the spell again. But for some reason, it looks like he just took the overcast damage and didn't cast a spell, which is a little bit unfortunate. Although, oh, there it goes. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it takes some time. Brutal damage on the Banshee. The Banshee goes down immediately to half health. Vindictive Glare is probably one of the strongest casts in the entire game. It is so good. The amount of damage it can do is just disgusting to lightly armored characters or mounted characters. It would even do that kind of damage against a Vargulf. Not against Vlad because he's a foot character, but typically against mounted characters or things like that. Very, very brutal. Yes, Vlad is going to be relatively impervious to the Daka. That is very true. Tank with some very nice juking here. Arcane Conduit is active, and it looks like the Vargulf's continuing to just kind of juke that firepower. What kind of infantry do we have? We have the Sternsmen against the Black Orcs. That's actually going to be a relatively bad engagement. Looks like Invocation was able to heal up the Banshees there, while the big Vargulf continues to juke, and the first zombie summon is down. So Vlad does drop the zombie summon on top of the archers there in the back, which is a good play. And now he's going to be getting in there, going after the Black Orcs with his two Banshees, and that's a lot of AP damage. Vlad plus the Banshees both have very strong armor-piercing values. Grom the Paunch might be given Fist of Gork, which would allow him... Ooh, Fist of Gork on the Black Orcs here, very strong, while the two Banshees are embroiled in combat. And the Black Knights have swarmed the flank, so 8 Peak Loonies getting hammered pretty hard. In the backfield, Orc Boys getting hammered as well. Tank charging from every single direction here. But this is really the most important engagement here. He's got to make sure the Vargulfs don't go down to that missile play and just kind of play that slow, steady game. Fanatics being used, they're going to kill some zombies. Not too effective here. Certainly could have gone after the Sternsmen perhaps, although these ones looks like they were maybe trying to get the Varric Reavers. I can't really tell here. So two of the Banshees have making their way to the backfields. On the backside, look at that. The Fanatics actually did wreck those Black Knights super hard. Not before they killed some Night Goblins, but that's pretty good value here for the Greenskins as they do melt down those Black Knights here. Brainbuster as well in the Vampiric forces. The Graveguard RORs. The Sternsmen still fighting the Black Orcs with Master Beguilement active. And yeah, the archers in the back line may actually break off here in a hot moment. The Banshees plus the double Vargulfs really doing a number on them, but there are Savage Orc Biggins nearby, which are very good against Vargulfs, and also the Greenskin Daka is extremely formidable here. As you can see, the Spider Riders and the remnant of the Orc Airboys are really doing a masterful job. And as a matter of fact, Migsa pulling ahead in this game already. Some very, very solid play. Oh, brutal Vindictive Glare. And the Vampire Gorilla is down for the count. Nasty, nasty stuff. A terrible, terrible situation here for the Vampire Counts. They're going to have to push in with their cavalry, but man, he's really, really been on point here. Is that going to be... Oh, the Winds of Death! Look at that. Winds of Death wrecking the Savage Orcs and the Black Orcs. All right. That spices things up a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be enough to save them, but certainly sends a pretty powerful message. And now the Vampires have gotten right into the back lines, right? So now they're on top of the Archers. Could this change the dynamic of the game? The Balance Fire actually got pulled back a little bit by that Winds of Death right there. Oh, man, the Black Orcs got shreked. And now there still is another unit of Black Orcs, which is pretty much perfect health. Grom the Punch going after the Varix Reavers here. The Varix Reavers certainly need to stay active. They need to be the ones shutting down the Archers here in the backfield. But yeah, the Vampires are now moving up and looking a lot better for them after that Winds of Death, despite the Vampire Gorilla paying the ultimate price. Varix Reavers with their shields and regeneration moving in, going after the greenskin Archers here in the backfield. Grom the Paunch trying his best to cause some disruption there. But yeah, it looks like Vampire Counts are back in this game after that Winds of Death. Now, the problem is it uses a lot of your Winds of Magic for like summons and invocations and things like that, but the amount of damage it did to those elite infantry, also breaking the Black Orc position, I think is worth it. Varix Reavers probably could be a viable candidate for an invocation as well. Looks like there's potentially the opportunity to do that, but yeah, they're really chasing down the Greenskin army now, which is kind of looking a little bit disconjointed. They still do have the Black Orcs. I think both Banshees are still alive. So that's probably going to be Tank's best bet, is saving his big invocation to heal the two Banshees and maybe the Black Knight RORs, who are currently chasing down the Black Orcs pretty efficiently. Night Goblin Fanatics moving in, Grom the Paunch as well. Looks like the Orc Shaman is broken off. I would imagine the Vargulf will maybe chase down that caster, the character there. I think that'd be very, very strong. But that was a wild, wild play, man. So the Vargulf move in, going after the Orc Shaman. It's pretty close to the edge of the battlefield, honestly. And if I were the Vampires, I'd be more than happy to chase that character, because by doing so, you're drawing the battle closer to the edge of the battlefield, which is actually very strong for you, because you can get the terror routes, and the greenskin troops that attack you there can then route off the edge of the battlefield. And it's not like you're chasing something off, so it's not like you're just trying to lure the battle to the edge for that purpose. So that could be very strong. Now, greenskins still have a lot of infantry left. The vampire monsters are still relatively functional here, but yeah, Morgrim's Mangy Marauders are wavering. Vlad's still doing some work. Looks like a zombie summon is active here. And yeah, very, very good attempts here by Migsa to try and save that caster. Although I don't know if he's going to be able to. He does get this round of the Banshee, which is critical binding. But the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, once the Waaagh wears off, could be terror routed off. So could the Orc Boys. A little bit of a dangerous positioning here, but I think it's worth it to try and save that Orc Shaman. And it looks like the Orc Shaman will be going off the edge of the battlefield. Now, Vlad is trying his best. The Vargulf is just kind of gorilla punching Grom the Paunch. And yeah, no way of shutting down these Orc Air Boys here, though. That's a pretty big problem. Those Orc Air Boys are going to be able to put a lot of hurt onto the bigger targets. And it looks like a single target invocation was dropped here on top of the Banshee to try and top that off. Whereas the Vargulf, the gorilla, is going to be going back. It's going to be getting Harambe'd pretty good here. And I think that Vargulf, man, that's an old meme, man. The Harambe thing, jeez, that was a long time ago. Now that I think about it. Grom the Paunch also, is a chariot character, so despite taking a 75% mitigation on the ethereal stats of that Banshee, he still is going to be doing some solid work. And the Black Orcs, yeah, I feel like there's just too much, but I mean, could Vlad handle those Black Orcs? Maybe, I don't know. We still have some skeleton spears. There's a freaking corpse cart here in the bushes just battling the AP Gloonies, which is hilarious. And the Banshee is indeed slippery. Is it going to get the terror out here on the Orc Boys? That would be very, very strong. The Balance Power keeps creeping back towards the middle, man. Tank is really, really scrappy here in this game. I guess a lot of it depends on the summon situation, like how many summons he has left. Ignoring the Black Orcs for last, certainly not a bad idea. Shutting down the Orc Air Boys would be big, but, he's losing his Banshee here. This Banshee is 100% going to die to Grom because it's taking 10 HP damage per second, and it's still not terror routing those Orc Boys. Those Orc Boys are holding quite firm, and the Banshee is down for the count. So Vlad von Karstein versus the world. I don't know if it's going to be enough. We do have some Skeleton Spearmen here that are taking a beating from these Savage Orcs, but they are being rear charged by the Banshee, which means they might break, but I just don't think Vlad is going to be able to carry it. A very well-played game. Very, very solid match. Evenly done with these two players. But in the end, it looks like Migsa's early picks, him being able to get the damage on that first Vargulf. And that's the thing. I'm almost always like, keep the Vargulfs back or maybe switch to a Black Coach. I find that Black Coaches are much tougher to snipe because of their low center of gravity. So maybe replace the two Vargulfs with like two Black Coaches. I don't know. Just kind of theory crafting here. Tank is a far better Vampire Count player than I am, but again, just kind of, throwing some ideas out there. The Von Karstein ring is active here, and it looks like Grom's going to be coming back in, running over Vlad Von Karstein, but he does have that 66% ward save. The Banshee trying its best here, now being swarmed from all angles. Do the Vampire Counts have any other troops back? Does not look like it, and it looks like the Wa will be advancing on, perhaps, as Vlad, unless he got really lucky. Yeah, I just don't think Vlad could even beat the Black Orcs here, like, by himself. Like, 53 Black Orcs who are confident, good leadership, immune to psychology. It's like, you know, the vampires aren't going to be able to buckle those guys at all. This is a smart here from Migsa, going after the Banshee here, trying to run this bad boy down. Bad girl, I should say. Yeah, I think that's it. Negative 21 leadership. Vlad will take a while to kill. He is Vladdy Daddy, and of course he's known for his resilience and tankiness across the old world. That cursed ring of his, always very, very tough to get off. Yeah, the Black Orcs are pretty tough to kill here. Vargulfs, of course, can do damage against them. So can Black Coaches. It's not like he didn't have answers for them. It's just that the Vargulfs got wrecked so hard by the missiles early that he had lost a fair amount. And honestly, Tank almost pulled the game back with that beautiful Winds of Death. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and look at Vlad's value he got from that Winds of Death. It was probably pretty good. So Vlad here being circle beaten by the Greenskins. 2,400 value on Vlad, not bad. Certainly not bad at all. And now Grom the Punch coming in. Degraduns is here. And Vlad, good night, my sweet prince. GG, well played. Tank saying, unfortunate map for him. Yeah, okay, a little bit. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of a hill there, but it's pretty minor, honestly. I don't think the hill was really a big factor, this little slope right here. I think it was more so just losing that unit early, but there it is. Good night, Vlad. Weak binding indeed. The paunch was too big for him. Yeah, no, for sure. Greenskins are really strong, and Migsa is a top-tier tournament player, too. So is Tank. They're both top-tier players. Very, very skilled. But yeah, clearly Migsa's been on a bit of a tear lately, doing very well in pretty much all the events of mine. I think Migsa got to the finals of my last ECL. I can't quite remember. Yeah, his unholy noseless resilience is renowned. It is. He's got no nose, you know? He's got no nose. Grom the Paunch running him over once again. Army losses kicking in. GG, well played. Tank, you are a champion. And regardless, Tank has qualified for the faction war. So there's an upside to this. It's not like Tank is eliminated and doesn't get to play in the faction war. Tank has earned that spot getting this far with the vampire count. So we will be seeing Tank in the upcoming faction war, which I'm super excited for this weekend. And yeah, I mean, Grom did pretty great. Black Orcs were monsters, 1,200 value a piece basically. This is a good army. It's, you know, some variation of Daka with, you know, Savage Orc Pagans or Black Orcs is usually what you see there. And I like Tank's army. The Vargulfs certainly underperformed, but aside from that, you know, the cavalry did okay on some fronts. But yeah, some of the Cav and Vargulfs really got punished here. But all right, let's go ahead and prepare the next battle. So next up, we have Void Lulls versus Human Boy. Yes, yes. And let's go ahead and say GG to Tank here real quick. Oh, he's already gone. GG Tank, well played. So now we have Void Lulls versus Human Boy. Human Boy, yes, yes. Skaven versus Greenskins. Should be a good one. We'll be on the Iron Sand Desert for this map. There it is. And the players will get in here as soon as possible, and we'll get this next game going. Yeah, Vindictive. I believe Vindictive Glare is really strong. I could actually show you guys some testing. Geralt of Rivia, hey Turin, haven't caught a stream in a while. Well, it's good to have you back, Geralt. Thank you for the donation, and hopefully all is going well in your monster slaying endeavors. Yes, yes. So on the top side of the bracket, we will have Lizardmen versus, and we can actually go take a look at this right now. So let's jump in there. So we have Anticity with Vampirates against Yawning Firefly. And then on the bottom, we have Migsa versus Tank, which just finished. So we can go ahead and report that bad boy. So let's go and do this. Submit the score. Migsa will be facing off against either a Greenskin Mirror, which would be really, really funny, or Skaven. I'm sure, I don't know what Anticity would rather face. Probably Skaven. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. All right, so let's go ahead and switch back to this. Get this going here. Hey, so we got Human Boy. Yes, yes. I love the name. It's so funny. All right, Human-Boy versus Void. We'll put Void for now, just for short. Update the nameplates, and we are good to go. All right. And Bellicor. I think that's the wrong player. Let me check. Hold on. Is this Void? Is Void Bellicor? I think this... Did he change his name just for fun to be a greater demon of chaos? We'll have to double check here in a second. I'm going to open a second spot just in case. All right, sounds good. So I guess, yeah, I guess Bellicor is Void. Okay, I don't know if it's Void Lulls or if it's a different player, actually. Yeah, I can't really tell. Anyways, I think it's void loss. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they said it before the tournament. All right, so the players can play on the Iron Sand Desert. We are good to go. And let's do it to it. Cool, cool, and cool. Skaven versus Greenskin. So Human Boy had to play some hard matches earlier. So we can actually, what we could do while we're waiting here is we can review their path to where they are today. How did they arrive at this glorious position? So if we take a look here at Human Boy, he defeated. He had a good series against, or a good game against Happy Puppy, who's our Tomb King qualifier for the day, the furthest Tomb King player. And Human Boy also defeated Xiphos. So Human Boy in the beginning did face off against Xiphos' High Elves. And ironically, Xiphos' High Elves were the furthest to qualify. So Xiphos actually qualified as well for the faction war, just getting past the first round, which is really funny. But nonetheless, Xiphos is the top tier player, so it worked out great. And Human Boy also beat Swarv. Swarv is a very good aggression player, so he's really good at like Greenskins, Warriors of Chaos. So yeah, Human Boy defeated Swarv, he defeated Xiphos, Happy Puppy, and now he's playing Void here in the finals, which is a really, really solid run. Now for Void defeated the Warriors of Chaos, a favored matchup for Greenskins. Had to play Ice Power Total War again, another matchup that's probably considered to be Greenskin favored for sure. And then he defeated Empire and Lizardmen. So I mean, Void has had to play a lot of games for sure. You can see starting all the way here in the back, had probably a better rung of matchups than Human Boy, but nonetheless still defeated some strong opponents, which is, you can't dismiss that feat. And for Mixa, of course, just played against Tank. Mixa faced Deadly Bunnies, which was our Beastmen qualifier. And on top of that, it looks like, yeah, Mixa then faced off against the Pirates of Sartosa. Yes, one of our sub-faction attempts there. And Empire there in the beginning. So that's kind of just the tail of the tape for those players, giving you guys a little bit of history. And looks like they're both ready. All right, so Be'lakor as well as Human Boy are both ready here in this match. And let's see if they can continue their good fortune. What's a Skaven? The Ash Heraldry. That's a great question. Mark Corrett, thank you for the donation. He says, do it, Human Boy, bring Tretch. I would definitely not bring Tretch against Greenskins. Like, if you're going to meme with Tretch, you have to pick, like, a Skaven-favored matchup. Otherwise, you're just going to lose. Yeah. If Dark Elves get a big map, there's a chance they can beat Greenskins. On Bone Zone, there was no point. You were on the Bone Zone? Yeah, the Bone Zone's tricky. I was about to say... but I've seen Felcon win on the Bone Zone with Dark Elves against Greenskins, but it's Felcon, of course. And I think you made that joke the other day. Like, the only way you can win this matchup on a small map is if it's Felcon or if it's a big map, which is really funny. Finals will be a best of 3 with the same factions. Yeah, Mixa. Correct. So if you, for example, you'll have to play Human Boy or the Greenskins here, but in the finals, it's best of 3. Yeah, with the same faction. So everything's best of 1 except the grand finals. Correct. Correctamundo. All right, so pulling this up and this up. Got everything set. Loading into the Iron Sand Desert here. Quick. Human Boy actually was playing in the World Championship recently and in one of the group stages and brought a Storm Vermin build. I don't see that being done here against Greenskins. I'd be really, really surprised. Samson, I'm 50 minutes late. Did I miss any? You've missed some good battles for sure. There was the Wood Elves Lizardmen one was really close. We had that last game was also very good. We had like a really badass Winds of Death from Tank. Yes. Yeah. If Human Boy doesn't bring a big thick Storm Vermin build, we riot. Yeah. That's really funny. Yeah, Greenskins are really strong. For sure. I mean, they can lose. They can definitely lose. It's not like they're not like launch Vampire Coast strong. Not anywhere near that. All right, so for Human Boy, yes. We have a Plague Claw Catapult as well as Ikid Zap Zap Cannon. We have a Packmaster. Looks like it's going to be Lord Skrulk as well. So the rattiest of rats. And it's going to be Skaven Slaves, but not all Skaven Slaves. We actually have more Clan Rats. Obviously, Skaven Slaves did get a cost increase. So people are kind of trying to switch up their build a little bit. Council Guard, Poison Wind Globes, 2 Wolf Rats, and the Morse Guitar's Hellion to give a little bit of support to Lord Skrulk. Very, very cool stuff. I dig the build. Now for the forces here of the Greenskins, we do have a bunch of Forest Goblin Spider Riders, no surprises. Triple Stone Troll, a bunch of cheap Haggard Goblins, and it looks like it's going to be a Giant River Troll Hag with a Vindictive Glare caster because, no Vindictive Glare. Interesting. It's pretty good against Skaven. You can really nuke Packmasters with it. But Itchy Nuisance, Spirit Leech Purple Sun, and Grom the Paunch here. All right. Looks good. Looks good indeed. So let's see how this battle unfolds. The Skaven setting up here in the front and center. Skaven can abuse the corners a little bit here, but you got to be careful, because if you deploy right here, you're basically white line camping. So I would, of course, give them a warning if they did that before the game started. But I'm sharp and alert today. Feeling good. Feeling good indeed. Skrulks, don't call it a comeback. Skrulk is making a bit of a comeback here, I would say, because with the nerf to Throt, he's not as much of like an auto take. He's still very good, and I actually prefer Throt in a lot of matchups still. But I would say Skrulk probably will make a bit of a comeback, because Skrulk's always been good. The problem with Skrulk is he's very weak against Grom the Paunch, whereas Throt is excellent against Grom, because he can like fight him fisticuffs, push him back, bully him. Whereas Throt kind of has to, or Skrulk kind of has to run and hide. However, there is a Packmaster and Morskatars Hellion, so it's not like there aren't assets here that can help with that. So we'll see. We do have the Storm Vermin Halberds here. No basic Storm Vermin, which is a good thing. If he had gone with basic Storm Vermin, he would get just destroyed, because Stone Trolls will just club them to pieces. They'll take him to the candy shop and the club. 50 Cent would indeed be proud. That appears to be it, yes. The Storm Vermin cost increase is pretty significant. I think it's 25 gold for each variant, so it's 125, 150, and 175, I can't remember. Something like that. Snake Itch is still really good, too. Snake Itch in this matchup, though, I don't know. Because Grom is super hard to snipe. Like, I probably wouldn't recommend it. Plagueclaw Catapults, nuking some of the goblins immediately. Plagueclaw Catapults, what targets? I mean, the ROR Night Goblins are probably the best choice. And the Warp Lightning Cannon's immediately going after the Giant River Troll Hag, and she does get tumbled over, of course, healing through a lot of that damage very, very quickly. But the Warp Lightning's still doing some work, and the Plagueclaw Catapult's being used to shoot at the Skirmishers, interestingly enough. I feel like the double Warp Lightning Cannon might have been a little bit stronger here, but sniping the Giant River Troll Hag is certainly a good choice, and Skrulk's got to be careful. He's out in the rat zone right now. He could be run over by Grom the Paunch. Ooh, Human Boy, you got to be careful, man. Where's your Packmaster? Where is he? Oh, the Packmaster and the Morskatars Hellion are super far back, and it actually does bait out a Liber Bubonicus, which is very, very good for the Greenskins, because he can use Lucky Banner and mitigate a lot of that damage. So far, that initial little skirmish phase, a little bit better for the Greenskins, but again, the Skaven artillery is really doing some work, and for some reason, the Greenskins aren't advancing their main force, which is allowing the Skaven to get more value out of their artillery, right? So the Plagueclaw Catapults, yeah, they're missing their shots. Greenskins are kind of skirmishing here. Both players saying good luck, have fun, which is always good to see, and the Globadiers appear to be moving out to maybe throw a little bit, but the Hag is getting blasted. Grom the Paunch also being shot at by the Warp Lightning Cannons, although it's pretty easy to juke those shots. So yeah, I don't know, maybe the Greenskins just want to wait out the ammunition. I think the Catapults might as well just start shooting at the Goblins, just get rid of the chaff and make the Trolls fight on their own. That's probably going to be their best bet, yeah. Warp Lightning Cannon's still shooting at Grom. So what Void is trying to do here is basically just, you know, waste all the Skaven ammunition, and it seems to be working. Overcasted Spirit Leech onto the Ikid Zap Zap Cannon, very strong play. Just juking back and forth. Warp Lightning Cannons, I don't know, what else could they really shoot? Shooting at Stone Trolls might actually be a better call too, just to kill models, because, yeah, the juking here is obviously quite on point. Now the Skaven are going to be moving out with their Wolf Rats and the Morskatars Hellion, just trying to do a little bit of counter-skirmishing. Plagueclaw Catapult is, what are they shooting at? Yeah, it's shooting at Spider Riders. It is hitting them, you know, and now the Greenskins are being forced forward. And there's still plenty of ammunition here on all these guys, and oh, look at this. Is that a Mither? Mither going down here on the Packmaster. Interesting choice. Grom might hit it for a little bit of damage. It's not going to be that much, though, and the Packmaster should be able to heal up no problem and get away. So I don't know if that's worth the Mither charge. Plagueclaw Catapult still blasting. Grom the Paunch does get hit in the face once again by the Warp Lightning Cannon. And the Skaven Globadiers with their 100 armor are forcing back the Greenskin Skirmishers. And the battle lines are both preparing to do some glorious Total War Warhammer here in just a moment. Yeah, I feel like the Catapults should be shooting something else. Like, these Skirmishers are just dodging it so easily. Although, I don't know, I guess you're hitting home every now and then. Globadiers kind of advancing out, screened out by Clan Rat Spear, so Human Boy doing a pretty good job kind of keeping things going. So, a very cautious game by both players here. A very, very cautious game. Well, he's also attacking Chronomus with the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. So, yeah, juking obviously doesn't count as attacking, but he's constantly skirmishing with his Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. So, all is good. All is good. Warp Lightning Cannon is completely flattened. A very rough start here for Human Boy. The Spirit Leech Overcasts were able to really nuke that bad boy. That's partially why you don't see those too often. More so you see Jezzails as well as the Plagueclaw Catapults. But there finally is going to be a nice little shot here by Human Boy onto the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, able to hit them square right in the face, and they are going to be taking quite a bit of damage. And yeah, they're down for the count. So the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers are forced back here. Plagueclaw Catapults still getting some work in. But losing the Ikid Zap Zap Cannon is certainly going to hurt quite a bit. But a lot of the game still can come down to the Monster Mash. How effectively will the Hellion and the Packmaster be at taking out characters like this Giant River Troll Hag? What will they get done? And the Greenskin Skirmish still very strong. Here are the Goblin Wolf Rider archers shooting into the Plague Claw catapults, which, are they going to hit here? They might actually hit. We'll see if he can dodge that. No, looks like he takes a little bit of a hit. Spirit Leech or Libra Bubonicus going down in the Giant Ritual Hag, but problem with that is she's going to be able to regenerate. Look at the Ichid Zap Zap crew. Yeah, oh man. The Ichid Zap Zap crew is like chasing down these guys. Didn't have much of a choice there, I guess. It was probably, he assumed maybe he still had his artillery. The Skaven might be the ones being forced to advance here. I mean, the Greenskin army kind of standing by. Obviously, their skirmishers still shooting on all fronts. Here we have the Wolf Rider chariots and the Spider Rider shooting into the flank of the Skaven. This is good. I mean, a lot of Skaven players really do like to kind of take a very conservative, slow approach and just sit and force you to come to them. I have to be honest, from a Skaven perspective, I get really stressed out when I'm forced to leave my little rat's nest and go attack someone. So this kind of tactic here definitely is getting it going. Getting it going. So here comes the Forest Goblin Spider Riders once again on the flank, working on the Globadiers. Plague Claw catapults, I guess you could just try and use the last of your ammunition. The Warp Lightning Cannon, yeah, maybe should have shot some Stone Trolls. It could have maybe came close. Wolf Chariots here in the back, now running into the Skaven Slaves. Is there going to be some follow-up from Human Boy? Is he going to get his Wolf Rats back here, chase down those Goblin Wolf Chariots? We will see. Not sure. Not sure. It looks like the Skaven Slaves holding quite valiantly. Another thing the Skaven could do, they could be a little bit more proactive. They could take their Packmaster up here and some Wolf Rats and take an angle of pursuit, which would actually allow them to catch these Wolf Riders pretty guaranteed. There's a couple things they could be doing to be a little bit more aggressive here. Now, Vindictive Caster, Wand of Jet active, getting him that juicy Winds of Magic for the Hag to keep spamming Spirit Leeches. Plague Claw Catapult is almost out of ammunition at this point, so here it comes. Shooting into the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Yeah, the Skaven are really trying to play the patient game. There are no Rat Ogres here. Rat Ogres are also something you see because they fight relatively efficiently against Stone Trolls in mass. But it looks like the Wolf Chariot's able to come back here and crump some of the Skaven Slaves. But there could be a Wolf Rat catch. We'll see. If some of the models do get caught here, there is a chance that those guys could be caught. But it doesn't look like it here. Plague Claw Catapult shooting in once again to the Greenskin Skirmish Corps. And here comes the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers now moving back in. Yeah, the Warp Lightning Cannon's a little bit unfortunate. You know, but I understand the idea if you're facing a traditional Greenskin Rush. But it's kind of tricky, though, because they do magic damage and missile. So Stone Trolls are very durable there. Whereas Giselles are, I would say, a little bit of a better choice in my experience. So here comes Poison Wind Globes. Shooting in, might get a 2-for-1 volley here, but it looks like he does pull back at the last second, continuing to use his superior range to poke here. And here comes the Plague Claw Catapult shots. Here comes everything. I need to stop saying that. I'm saying that way too much. The Goblins, they're even juking, although they do take a shot square in the face, only losing 4 models in the process. And it looks like the Greenskin Skirmishers continuing to cycle charge pretty effectively here with the Goblin Wolf Chariots, while the Spider Riders and Wolf Rider Archers continue to poke away. I feel like the Skaven might want to just like centralize their army and get ready for like a push. Although, man, oh man, the triple Stone Trolls are going to be a bit of a problem. Yeah, they're all healthy, no damage taken this game. Grom the Paunch even getting his hands dirty right now, and the Council Guard Storm Vermin moving in. The Morse Guitar's Hellion going to try and catch Grom, but he's got 84 speed to the 70 of this big chunky Rat Ogre, and I think that'll be that. So Human Boy doing the best he can to try and defend these skirmishing engagements. This is pretty lore-friendly for Greenskins, actually. They typically, from what I've seen, have these little like Vanguard packs of Wolf Rider Archers who like harass while the main WA kind of prepares to do its thing. Does my voice sound higher than usual? I don't know why it would. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's an interesting question there. Interesting indeed. Ammunition's running a little bit sparse for the Greenskins too. I mean, their Spider Riders are almost out of ammo, but I feel like the Skaven have certainly taken the brunt of this engagement with both their expensive artillery pieces kind of being offline here. Packmaster with a very aggressive pursuit. Will this bait in the Greenskins actually? Will they try and surround the Packmaster? But it looks like he does get on top of the Wolf Riders. If anything, the Packmaster could chase down the Wolf Chariots here in the corner. He's faster and has a pretty good angle on them if he wants to. He could like pull the Wolf Rats out, you know, head off this Goblin Wolf Chariot and could easily probably get a pick there. So now the Skaven army's moving up. I mean, the Plague Claw Catapult crews have used all of their ammunition. And let's go ahead and see what kind of value these catapults got. It's going to be kind of interesting to see. And let's go ahead and look. 439, that's pretty rough. It got to use all its ammo too, and that's all it got. Grom the Paunch punting that Rat Ogre who's been taking ballerina or astronaut lessons from the Gorbel apparently, but nonetheless should be able to get in there and do some work. Yeah, it looks like he just decides to punch a clan rat instead of Grom the Paunch. Grom the Paunch does have his Axe of Grom and all of his abilities popped right now, so he doesn't take too much damage from that onslaught there. Nice little catch by Human Boy here on the far side, able to get the Goblin Wolf Riders, and yeah, honestly, I think a mistake committing the Spiders here because, yeah, the Wolf Rats are going to be able to kill the Spider Riders, especially with the Packmaster support and the Ichid Zap Zap crew. These guys are these guys are out for vengeance. And yeah, nice little pick there by the Skaven. Finally able to get some vengeance back here. Whereas the Morskatars Hellion still pushing in. Spirit Leech going down, I think, are actually a mither on those spears there. And now the Greenskins are going to be going for probably a mass around. But yeah, Spider Riders as well as Wolf Riders do take a little bit of a punch right there. And yeah, the Skaven really need to make sure to keep their army together. If they split up, they'll get picked apart by the Greenskin mobility and the chariots and all those other tools. And you know, it's games like this that are really good from a competitive perspective. If you're like a, a competitive player, these games are really teachable for sure. It kind of like really points out the glaring weaknesses in your build. The glaring weaknesses being the catapult and also the Warp Lightning Cannon potentially against Spirit Leech spam, right? Oh, and the Fanatics are tearing through this army. Oh my god, the Skaven and a Purple Sun. Pure destruction. Tearing through the Council Guard. The Fanatics killed all the Clan Rats. And now suddenly we just have a Packmaster and the Morskatars Hellion trying to fight here. But holy shit, that was brutal. And Grom the Paunch going in now after Lord Skrolk. It looks like this is going to be a very, very technical Greenskin victory. And the Plague is activated by Skrolk Daddy, which is going to be hitting the Night Goblins here. Also doing some really big damage. Nice cast there by Human Boy. But I don't know, I feel like there's too many Stone Trolls here, and he just lost all of his Clan Rat Spears. The Council are doing an excellent job. Skrolk's quite beat up. The Packmaster is wavering despite being at like 80% health. It's at like 3 leadership here, which is a little bit unfortunate. Human Boy doesn't really have too much around the battlefield. I guess there are a couple Wolf Rats that could come back in. And if you could get some sort of a break there, but yeah, look at that. The Morskatars Hellion is also gone, and the Wa is active. This is just a recipe for disaster here for the Skaven. So there it goes. Lord Skrolk, good night, sweet prince. You will be missed, as the Stone Trolls are going to be taking him to Pound Town. Pound Land, Pound Stretcher, for those of you guys in the UK. I know you love it. Sweet Zinch, that hurt my soul. Yeah, that was a brutal, brutal amount of damage there. Oh, man. And I think that's it. Skrolk is probably down for the count. Looks like that's going to be GG. And now we got Wolf Riders coming back. But man, oh man. That was some brutality. Was it a slideshow there? It was a little bit laggy? Huh. One sec, guys. It should be fine. I think it was just, if you guys refresh the stream, it should be okay. It was literally just like a blip for like a second. Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry you missed it. There was a lot going on. All right. So now we can go and break it down. Obviously, the artillery for the Skaven really, really suffered. Aside from that, the build had, had tools. I think you just replace these 2 artillery pieces for Jezzails, like 2 Jezzails and a single. So you get 2 Jezzails and cut the globe and get like a mortar, and bam, that build's golden. Like the Jezzails could have counter skirmished the Greenskins all day. Spirit Leech won't kill them as easily, and the mortars can also counter skirmish more efficiently. So I think those are just the inefficiencies. Aside from that, it was really, really a decent build, and he did well considering. He did well considering indeed. All right, there you have it. GG there. Let's go ahead and prepare the next round. So we do have a Greenskin mirror here, which is hilarious. All right, let's do it to it. So we'll go back to the top side of the bracket. Void will advance. And then we have Anticity versus Yawning Firefly. GG, well played. Good sportsmanship all around there. Yawning Firefly, you are up. And we will do, we can do a little bit of Angui. Angui is a good map. All right. Let us see where they deploy. My hand kind of works, Lord Sherm, but not that well. Yeah, it's still garbage. It's long. I had 9 years worth of nerve damage, so it's gonna take a long time to heal. But it's on the up and up, I guess. Like every month, it feels like a couple % better. Yeah. And then we have the Yawning Firefly. And I believe Yawning Firefly is our Lizardman qualifier. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Discord real quick and message him or her, not sure, and invite them to the faction war. Because Yawning Firefly has qualified, our furthest ranking Lizardman player today. All right. Very good. So yeah, the Greenskin spot still contested for the faction war, and a couple other spots are still being contested right now. We can switch back here. Yawning Firefly's name is quite massive here. We need to kind of shrink this down. Yo, Turin, you think it's fate that this will be Anticity's 3rd Lizardman? I don't know what it is. It's just like the stars aligned for him where he got to fight Lizardmen. Yeah. Yo. Yawning Firefly says, guessing it's too late to ban vampirates. Oh, that's so funny. That's really funny. It is too late. All right, so the map is set. Players are going to pick their armies, and now we just hang out and enjoy each other's company, and that's that, man. Well, I developed carpal tunnel and ulnar tunnel in my early 20s, and I got misdiagnosed. So I went to this doctor who just kept telling me it was tendonitis. So he literally, like, I trusted this doctor. I liked him a lot. He was a great guy, but he misdiagnosed me for many years and kept trying to treat me for tendonitis with all this physical therapy. But it turns out I had nerve impingement, which he just misdiagnosed. So then I basically lived for 6 years with frickin' nerve impingement. And it got worse and worse. And eventually I went to a different doctor because I got fed up. And the other guy, figured it out and did the surgery. So, but there was a lot of damage done. Muscle atrophy, nerve damage. So I'm kind of waiting right now. Yeah. Yeah, Bretonia did okay today, for sure. So, looks like they're both ready. Holy shit. So don't worry, Yawning Firefly. You've already qualified for the faction war. So win or lose, you've had a championship run today. And it looks like it should be an interesting match here. Now, Angui depends on which deployment zone you get, but I don't know which one. I think Anticity is on the yellow one. So he's kind of behind the trees there, but he could just deploy over to the right a little bit, and he's totally fine. So, AJ Star, thanks for all the videos. Always been a big fan and finally played my first multiplayer game today. Hell yeah, man. Welcome to the party. Hope to see you in more games. Who's favored in this matchup? Max O'Connell, Vampire Coast. Yeah. Vampire Coast typically does better in this matchup. But not to say, I've seen Falcon win it. I've seen, other high-level Lizardman players win it. But you also are probably playing the best Vampire Coast player in all of the Total War Warhammer multiplayer community. So it's a tall order, but it's certainly doable. It's not like it's impossible. Best of one, we play for keeps. That's right, Jesse. That's right. These guys are playing for them lizard trinkets. That is the case. What's the difference between this and Faction War? So Faction War has one champion for each faction, and that is it. Today's tournament had over 70 people sign up on a weekday, and they can play one faction and play it all the way through. So for example, in Faction War, you have one of every faction. In this tournament, you have you could have 2 greenskins and 8 beastmen. It just depends on what the players want to sign up with, right? So it's a little bit different. Similar in some regards that it's best of one and you can only play one faction all the way through, but Faction War is like a guaranteed representative for each faction. So yeah. And this also isn't an invitational. And generally, Faction War is an invitational, but this time around, we're doing Faction War as a qualifier system. So players who, I might not know, who are very good, can qualify and get into the Faction War and, have some fun. Yes, yes. I've seen Falcon win it. There's like a running meme on, I don't know if any of you guys watch Artosis. He's, a StarCraft caster and player. On his stream, every time he like loses a matchup, and he's complaining about it, everyone in chat is like, oh, but this pro Korean player would have won. That's kind of like the same thing with Falcon, which is fun. This format's really fun, yeah. I mean, it's a tall order for you, Ice Power. If you're going to play Dark Elves all the time, odds are Greenskins are the most commonly picked faction in these tournaments, so chances are you're going to run into one. So maybe just practice only that matchup. Like, just get really, really insanely good at it and find some weird builds. All right, so for Anticity, it's the exact same build we saw earlier. Quad handgun, double deck gunner, carronade, bombers, and zombie deckhand mobs with Luther Harkin, I think, or did he switch lords this time? Where the hell is his lord? Okay, Luther was in the corner of the map checking for a vanguard. So, for the Lizardmen, we got Skinks, we got more Skinks, we got Saurus, and more Skinks and Saurus. And this is more normal, like super wide. For the Lord, we have a Skink Priest of Heavens, which is quite good. We have a Krokar on the Velociraptor to hand to the gods, big boy Luther Harkin, and Clever Girls, actually. So double Clever Girl. We have 2 Clever Girls over here, and that is it. So let us see if the dreaded Yawning Firefly can take the win here and defeat the Pirate King, which would certainly be quite a feat. The Kraken Lord, as we call him, Anticity did win the last faction war using the Kraken's Call and a bunch of other crazy abilities, so clearly he's learned. And the battle's on. So here it comes. Bombers are getting peppered pretty good by Skinks, but the deck gunners are returning fire. And it looks like they're shooting at either the Saurus or the Skink cohorts here in the front. But this is a good approach. Just kind of a slow push in here. Get a full surround, get your Feral Cold Ones, and get ready to wrap around the back. I'm not sure how the Velociraptors do against the Undead Doggos. I think the Clever Girls would probably win it in a head-up fight. Although, I don't know. Leadership could come into play, and it's something to perhaps experiment with. Now, Wind Blast, also very strong. You can use it against the Sirens. Hand of the Gods going down, and oh my god, they all missed! That's so terrible! He was sitting still. Oh, that's so disappointing. Oh, man, I feel so bad for the yawning Firefly. That sucks, man. Oh, how unlucky is that? Anyways, here, Skink Cohort in the front has gotten onto the bombers. Very good mitigation of the bombers so far. They haven't done too much damage, and they're already going down here. Anticity dropping a pistol summon in the backfield. Not sure what he's going to shoot. Maybe at the Chameleon Skinks. Some of those other assets we will find out. But nonetheless, Krokar still lurking. Maybe looking for some openings here. Just going to be diving into the infantry fight, seeing what he can do. And now we do have some clever girls coming up and around the back. And now what I really like about this Lizardman build is there's not really too many good targets, right? Like, everything is kind of small and infantry-based and shielded, but, oh, God, Krokar just overextending. This is like, so many people do this against Anticity, and he's just, like, watching like a hawk for this, right? So suddenly the Lizardman Lord is just flipped upside down, put in a trash can, and is out for the count there. So there you go, Sweet Prince. Krokar is down, being hunted by the Nicolas Cage of vampires. Yes, Luther Harkin going in, chasing down that bad boy. Clever girls pushing in, and like so many things in this game are going well for the lizards. It's just the one, like, if the Lord had just sat back here and kind of lurked in the shadows, used Hand of the Gods on the Vampire Fleet Captain instead, it could have been just so different. But Krokar is down for the count. He got pushed back, and that is going to be all she wrote. So, Scurvy Doggos rear charging into the lizards here. Anticity with a pretty good crossfire still. He's got 2 guns online, or actually I think all 4 of his guns are still online, with the 2 deck gunners still being very functional. But like you can see, the lizards are getting through, and they have a lot of angles of pressure. They have wind blasts. They're going to be compromising this flank in a matter of moments, but with Krokar getting karate chops like that, I just don't see the lizards being able to come back. I mean, it might end up being a close game, but like everything is going well. The yawning Firefly is just so on point with everything else. Just that one Krokar misplay might cost him the game there. So, because yeah, like look, there's full health Saurus. They're approaching the gun line. That's like super money. There's still Chameleon Skinks, which are being super annoying and poking. But yeah, without Krokar to kind of you know, push Luther Harkin off in the kind of this general area, it's going to be a very, very tough pickle for sure. So here comes the Saurus Spears now into the handgun mobs. Saurus Warriors moving into these handgun mobs, and yeah, the Carronade looks like it's offline for now, but yeah, Anticity really pulling ahead right now. I think the Skink Priest of Heaven's going down too is quite a disaster. No more Wind Blast. Wind Blast would be super effective at killing the Sirens. Now there's pretty much nothing left in this army that is good against said Sirens, with the exception of just kind of bumping and grinding them and, you know, getting a little R&B up in there and surrounding them, but yeah, I think that's it. Balance of Power is looking pretty Anticity favored. Luther Harkin just going balls deep on pretty much whatever he wants back here. Yeah, it looks like the Skink Priest is done. Now the Skink Chief is going to be next. He is coming for them Lizard Trinkets, and he is not going to be denied. So here he comes, pulling back right now. Zombie Pirate Gunnery mobs are trapped in combat with Saurus Spears. Pretty cost effective for the old Lizards for sure. And yeah, you can see the Saurus doing very well for themselves. This is a really hard matchup though, especially against a player like Anticity. Like if you had had me on Vampire Coast, I'm sure he would have beaten me. But, you know, a player like Anticity who is, you know, just, like, really specializes in this faction, understands the matchups, like, in and out. Like, every aspect of those matchups, it's going to be very, very tough for sure. So, there it is. Samson, thank you for the donation of the $2. 50 minutes late. Did you miss them? Yeah, you did miss a couple epic battles. And we have a couple donations coming in just now. Thank you so much. But again, textbook, very, very strong. Yeah, just the build's great. We've seen it. It's proven. If you guys play Vampire Coast and you have to face lizards, just copy paste this. Watch how he plays. Great lesson right there. And you know, I did like Yawning Firefly's build. He's in a very unfavored matchup, and he did pretty well for himself. I think you need Pterodon Riders too. Like maybe cut 2 Saurus here, get like 4 Pterodon Riders, more Clever Girls. You need to swarm because Anticity's back line had very little defense. If you're swarming the backline with cheap, Clever Girls and Pterodon Riders, I think you could actually compromise that build. Flash would have won it, yes. All right. Poor Krokar. He tried his best. In the end, it didn't even matter. Intro graphic. One faction to rule them all. Will it be the Greenskins of the Vampire Coast? Anticity, where are you going? Come back. It is now the grand finals. We have Anticity against... oh, no, never mind. We have the Greenskin Mirror. I was like, they're both Greenskins, so it kind of like confused me a little bit. Okay, so no, we have Mixa versus Void. All right, the dreaded Greenskin Mirror is here. Okay. So Mixa. And then we have Void. The Greenskin Mirror. And there we go. The faction war is growing. Our dwarf player is officially Spoony. Spoony was able to defeat the other 2 dwarves in best of 3s, and he has earned his spot. in the upcoming faction war. And don't worry, I'll make sure to put lizards on the opposite side of the bracket in the faction war this weekend from the Vampire Coast, just to spare them all the trauma. Yeah, Inticity faced how many lizardmen today? Holy shit, he faced 3 lizardmen opponents. But he also defeated Empire in round 1, which is a hard matchup for Coast. And he had to face the Platypus, who's a very good player, with the Followers of Nagash. So, it's not like Inticity had easy foes today, by any stretch of the imagination. He's had some strong opponents. All right, so Mixa is here. And we can go ahead and update the nameplates. The Greenskin mirror match is a very, very interesting one. It's actually quite fun to watch, usually very fast. And then we have Void. All right. Let's load in here, make the nameplates a little bit bigger. Hey, so thank you so much, Trogdor, for the $20 donation. Got knocked out first round after a real scrap against Chaos with the Hunts Marshals Expedition. Still glad to have played. Thanks for opening it up, Turin. I'm going to practice for next time. Trogdor, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And if you had actually gotten to the second round, you would have been playing... no, you would have had to got to round 3, because we had Nagarath get to the 3rd round, I think. But Trogdor, that's really cool to hear, man. Looking forward to seeing you in future tournaments. And Trill, thank you for the 100 NOK. Love your streams, Turin. Thank you for all the hard work. I got you covered. Thank you for your constant support, man. And hopefully you're ready for a Greenskin mirror match. I sure am. As far as the map goes, I almost just want to put them on a pit fight map. We can do Alpine Ridge. That'll be actually kind of fun. It is time for the dreaded Greenskin mirror match. You guys want to see? You guys want to see the Grom the Paunch, like 2 Groms rubbing their bellies together? Because that could happen. Why don't we? Yeah, Tomb Kings have never won a faction war. That's true. We've had some really strong players on them. Flying Taco's played them many times. Flying Taco, of course, is an ECL champion. Has played Neverchosens. Yeah, I don't know why. Tomb Kings are a really good faction, but I guess they're just not played as much, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. So let me go ahead and double check. Make sure that his opponent is on the way. Got Spoony for our Dwarf Champion. All right. Very good. I'll try and add him, but for some reason, whenever I try and add someone lately, it's it says failed to send invitation, but they can add me. I don't know what's going on. It's very, very weird. Anyway, he'll add me in just a second. Sir Justice Wargrave. Is that a Morker reference? Hey, Turin, watching your videos helped give me the confidence to start my own channel with a friend. So thanks for all you do. Yeah, man, just do it. Bang out those videos, have fun. Honestly, it took me, when I started YouTube back in 2016, it took me like maybe 3 months to get like 30 subscribers. So it's always pretty slow starting, man. But if you just kind of keep the course, I don't know what subject matter you're covering, but yeah, just stay the course, man. That's all I can say. Because it's slow going. Like you'll like, I've seen people's channels, have 0 growth for like 6 months, and then suddenly they make like 1 video that does well, and then YouTube starts sharing all their shit in the algorithm, and then they grow. It's like, yeah, it's just a consistency thing, really. Sir Justice, thank you so much for that donation. All right, so is he adding me? Let's go ahead and double check here. I want to kind of keep an eye on him. He should be able to add me, no problem. There's someone named the Love Guru. That movie's so haggard. Oh man, I love it. Okay, let's see. Can't see the lobby for some reason. Maybe he could see the other one. He joined my lobby earlier, no problem. Very, very strange. Very, very strange indeed. Grom versus Grom. Definitely not going to see Grimgor. Probably Grom or Azag. Maybe a Wild Warzag pick just to get the Bonewood staff advantage. That could be something. Turin, if you play Heroes of Might and Magic, just mute the game and play. Yeah. That's what I'm going to have to do. Because every time I play Heroes of Might and Magic, I get like copyright slammed by YouTube. Because they for some reason, they assume I don't know, someone claims the game soundtrack. And I just don't want to. YouTube's like, trying to fight back against like trolls on YouTube is horrible. Like if you're getting like fake fraudulent copyright claims on your channel, it's like horrible to fight back against it. Like it's just horrible. Like you have all the disadvantages on the creator for that. Yeah, it's wild. Caviaria, go Mixa. By the way, the good old Arrow Crass. Yeah, Arrow hasn't been playing as much. He's still obviously, managing the banner rules and You know, has been watching streams. But yeah, Arrow plays for sure. Just not as much in tournaments lately, but he could still do great in tournaments if he wanted to. Arrow's got a really good core set of skills. All right, so let's see if he's able to add me here. I tried giving me error. So let me go ahead and get my friend code. Where the hell do I get my friend code from? Okay, copy. There we go. That should work fine. Copyright and patent trolls are a scourge on today. Yeah, no, it's for sure. It's pretty bad. It's so weird. Like, I don't know why. I mean, I could even check the company that's... Okay, so let me go ahead and check this. I'm actually quite curious now. So I'm going to go to my YouTube channel real quick and like go to my Heroes of Might and Magic 3 streams and see who that... Like, because 3DO has been out of business forever. The Heroes of Might and Magic company. But like, someone is flagging... Is flagging, yeah. Let's see, so... Okay, let's see. Yeah, Heroes of Might and Magic. It's so weird. All right, looks like it's trying to come back. Let's see. Okay, is it back? I think it's trying. Okay, come on, push it. Push the tempo. Push it. Jeez, what a piece of shit. All right. We're back. Refresh. It's all good. You guys didn't miss anything. Yeah, American internet sucks. It's really bad. It's like so many content creators I watch just have constant internet problems. Yeah. It's pretty wild. Yeah, we're back. Don't worry, you guys didn't miss anything. It was just the players are picking their army, so map set. So we got the Greenskin mirror match. We got Migsa versus Bellicor, aka Void Laws, aka Void, here on the Alpine Ridge. So yeah, we got some time. I know, it's so funny. Right as we start talking about like the conspiracy of why Heroes of Might and Magic 3 soundtrack's getting like claimed, it's like yeah. Yeah, we're good. No, so yeah. Anyways, yeah, you're gonna have to refresh. I'm gonna refresh too. Hold on, just refresh a couple times. It should work. We should be back. Hey, and also we got a huge donation from the Gatsby while my internet was crashed. So Gatsby, thank you for the $50, man. Hope you're doing well. Can't wait for the Total War Warhammer 3 tournament. Neither can I, dude. I'm so hyped for that. Just refresh a couple times. It'll pull itself back together. I was doing some research on some other internet providers in LA. I'm going to try one, even if it's like, you know, it probably is just as bad, but I think it's worth trying. Yeah. So, according to the Heroes of Might and Magic 3, the people who are basically copyright claiming my Heroes of Might and Magic 3, because like, you know, it just plays while you play the game on YouTube. It's apparently the guys who did the soundtrack themselves. So there's two gentlemen who wrote the soundtrack for the Might and Magic series, and it says that the claims are coming from them, which is interesting. But you know, it's their music, right? So I mean, you know, yeah, just surprising. But the other one for the Doom soundtrack, it seems like it's a scam. It seems like it's like a false one. That's why I'm just not even bothering with it, because it's just like, no, I'm good. I'm good, man. Okay. So hold on, we got that going. Yeah. I know. The Beastmen definitely need their DLC. They've been left in the shadows for far too long. It seems like Migsa has like kind of a plan for this. Yeah, Migsa's like here with his, he's all ready. Currently Void Laws is still deciding on his army here. Yeah, I don't know. It's just hard to believe that the two composers of that soundtrack would like actively copyright flag like the game being played on YouTube. It just seems strange because nobody owns the rights to Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I don't think so. Yeah, it's not crashing again, is it? No, I don't think so. I think we're good. Yeah. The Doom soundtrack, though, I'm pretty sure is a fraudulent one. It's so weird, though. If you want to, like, yeah. YouTube system is just so awful when it comes to that kind of stuff. So we're gonna hang tight here for just one more minute to let some people join. I guess we could just get the battles to start loading here. Ruben Bunskoke. Finally, we will answer the age-old question: Gork or Mork? Well, who is the champion of what? Migsa and Voidlaw's here. Who is Gork? Who is Mork? Well, New Dawn Healing. A lot of people stream Heroes of Might and Magic 3 on Twitch, but like, you know, Twitch creators don't really care about copyright stuff because like they don't even save the VODs. They just like live stream. So you see, like, I was watching a chess stream yesterday. I think it was Hikaru. I was watching his chess stream, and he was just playing like radio music. Like he was playing like Imagine Dragons, and I don't know if it was yesterday or a couple days ago. He was playing like legit like stuff that's owned by Warner Brothers and like big companies, and there's no way in hell he has a license for that. So what happens is you know, you can't post that as a video, but if you're just live streaming on Twitch, like Twitch has always been kind of the Wild West when it comes to copyright stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so whereas on YouTube, it's like if you put up a video, which is, you know, how we usually do it, you know, it's a whole different beast. It gets flagged, so. Loading into the battle, we're on the Alpine Ridge. I mean, neither faction are super... I mean, I guess you could say Greenskins kind of are a missile faction, sort of. They have a lot of like cheap, cost-effective missiles in great numbers. Yeah, so a copyright claim is different from a DMCA strike. A DMCA strike is more serious. But a copyright claim just means that they're stealing your ad revenue. So, for example, if I were to play a Heroes of Might and Magic 3 game or whatever, right, and then they copyright claim it, pretty much any ad revenue from that video goes to them, is how that works. So that's basically the jam. That's basically the jam. Yep. And, yeah, DMCA strike is really serious, though. Typically, like, yeah, if you get a couple of those, it not only makes your views on your channel worse. I've never gotten a DMCA strike. That's like some serious shit. Usually that's when they want to like nuke your channel, like for like repeated offenses, or if like, you know, it's egregious usage. Copyright claims are more common though. Yeah. Yeah, it should be working right now. If you guys just refresh. Yeah, but Zardar, what are the circumstances of it? Because I see Twitch streamers who do play music. Like, I was watching Hikaru, and he had like 20,000 people watching him, some absurd number, and he was playing radio music. Like, does he have the rights to that? I don't think so. I mean, there's bigger streamers who, you know, have gotten in trouble. Like, I just, yeah, it seems very strange. I know. You got to be really careful. Like, I'm not even going to bother using other game soundtracks anymore, because you know, historically that's always been kind of fine. Like, as long as it's like a game soundtrack. I know if you really want to get into the legality of it, I'm sure it's not like, you know, it's up to the creators and whatnot, but you know, YouTube's changing for sure. Yeah, YouTube is changing, which is fine, you know. I think he gets music options from his TSM sponsorship. Okay, so they like, that's pretty interesting, yeah. That makes sense. I really like watching his stream. I've been watching chess streams lately, like nonstop. I'm pretty terrible at chess, but it's so fun to watch like those high-level guys. Twitch, I've heard, has really cracked down lately. Yeah. Like, I remember watching StarCraft streams back in like 2012, 13, and just like, they were just listening to like Muse. They were listening to like the Absolution album, you know? Yeah, that makes sense, Zardar, yeah. That makes sense. The YouTube CEO just refused. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. The false copyright claiming system is really, really bad on YouTube. That's the biggest issue. Anyways, guys, let's start talking about Warhammer again. No more games. No more drama. Grom the Paunch here for Migsa. So it's going to be Grom the Paunch here for Migsa, and for the forces of Be'lakor here. Who's it going to be? Orc Shaman, Stone Trolls. Where's the Lord? I'm looking for the Lord here. Going to be Skarsnik. So he's got double Orc Shaman with Grom the Paunch. Hey, for all of you guys who signed up to see two chubby orcs rub their bellies together, well, here you're in the right place. It's Grom the Paunch against Grom the Paunch. No surprises. Two most powerful lords for the Greenskins. Yes. So if you take a look here for the forces of Migsa, it's going to be the Spider Rider Corps with archers and basic Spider Riders, triple Stone Troll, Orc Shaman, plus your boy Grom the Paunch. And there's a big boss mix in there as well. Now for the forces here of Be'lakor, he's got Forest Goblin Spider Riders, pretty much the exact same. Except he has Savage Orc Infantry stacked with Stone Trolls. And I think he has double Orc Shaman. There's an Orc Shaman here, and this Orc Shaman has Brain Busta and Scroll of Shielding. And the other one has Scroll of Shielding, and Here We Go, and Brain Busta. Okay. That's Edbutt. That's not Brainbuster. So the armies are more or less similar. Yeah. Yeah, it's more or less similar. Who is the Chaos player for the faction war? It's Papa Palpatine and Ben have to play a best of 3 to decide that. So they have until Friday to play that best of 3 to see who gets the faction war spot. Yeah. Grom versus Grom, man. No surprises here. Let's see what the players are saying. Good luck, have fun on both sides. And yeah, this will be a fairly straightforward fight. The infantry quality much better for Be'lakor here, for Voidlaws. But again, it looks like there's more Stone Trolls in total. So there's 2 Stone Trolls for the forces of Voidlaws and 3 for Migsa. Yeah, and also he's got the Goblin Big Boss in lieu of the second Orc Shaman. So a little bit of diversity there. Now Migsa's Spider Riders being chased back by the Spider Riders here of Voidlaws. An absolute just circus of a battle here. Going to be really, really hard to keep track of everything. Although it looks like Voidlaws might get the first blood, as he does kind of pick apart the Forest Goblin Spider Rider here. Might be able to get those guys back. -2 leadership. Which direction will they break in? Will there be any follow-up from the forces of Migsa? The triple Stone Troll, I'm curious if that'll be able to make the difference, because obviously the Savage Orc Infantry are going to vastly just massacre these goblins, but the third Stone Troll really is going to have to be a player. Now, for the spells here of Migsa's forces, he does have the Brainbuster, which would be super good right now. If he dropped a Brainbuster like right in the middle of these 2 infantry units, he would just get so much value. Yeah, very nice. See, just like that. So Night Goblins and Savage Orcs took quite a bit of damage. Grom the Pawn Trolls in there, and the Trolls doing their thing. Spider Riders have stabilized. So now we get to see these guys rubbing their Trolls together, and we'll see how that goes. So all the Trolls are piling in. Now, sometimes in the Greenskin matchup, I've seen a really cool usage of the, what's it called? Of the Doom and Darkness to like try and tear out the other Trolls. Scroll of Shielding going down here for Be'lakor. Savage Orcs taking quite a bit of damage, and Fanatics being loosed onto the side here of Migsa from Voidlaws. Now, Stone Trolls doing pretty good, but Night Goblins, of course, are broken. Savage Orc Infantry really making a big difference here. Definitely need some Unbreakable Goblins to try and deal with these Savage Orcs. And it looks like even more Fanatics going back and forth. On the flank, a little bit of a messy fight. Spider Riders here from Migsa are able to dominate those Night Goblins and swarm the Spider Riders. But will the Stone Trolls function well when they're left alone, without the Goblins on the ground to support them? The Great Uns is here. Grom the Paunch has been fighting here in the frontline engagement for Migsa's forces, whereas Grom was fighting elsewhere here. But now his Stone Trolls are piling in, and now we basically just have a Stone Troll on Stone Troll grind here. Yeah, not really sure how this is going to go. Brainbust in the back. Would have been really cool to see like a Wurzag pick just to get the extra melee attack. And the Wa is going down for Migsa's forces and for Be'lakor's forces. So whose Stone Trolls are going to break first? Yeah, it's Gromception. It's happening for sure. It currently looks like the forces of Voidlaws might be in a little bit better shape due to the superior infantry quality. Yeah, it's hard to say though. Some of these Trolls... Oh, he has the Swamp Fangs! Oh, he's got the Swamp Fangs in there. That's a pretty cool X-Factor here for Voidlaws, giving the melee attack debuff. And yeah, it looks like Voidlaws is going to bunker bust this. The difference of the Savage Orcs. Also, something else is that Be'lakor, or Voidlaws, has terror via the Swamp Things, whereas your boy Migsa does not. Migsa has no source of terror in that engagement, and that is actually really, really big when it comes down to Trolls. And there's no Bob in this engagement. There's no Black Orc Big Boss, so there's not going to be any immune to psychology, and it looks like the Voidlaws' Grom the Paunch will be the one winning this particular fight here. So what's happening? I have no idea. But nonetheless, it's looking like the Trolls for Voidlaws are going to win it. I just don't see him coming back, because now Voidlaws can basically just chase super aggressively with Be'lakor and with all these other bad boys, and really, really can, you know, keep the pressure on. But yeah, having the Swamp Things, very, very strong. Very, very strong indeed with the terror routes. Could there be a rally? Could there be a comeback? I highly doubt it. You can see here that Void is doing a really good job chasing down the Stone Trolls, making sure they don't come back. These zones are very damaged. The Savage Orcs just massacred the infantry line too of Migsa. And his Trolls were then left kind of unsupported with terror on the battlefield, and I'm pretty sure that's just going to be GG. So Grom wins. I mean, you know, just like we all predicted, Grom the Paunch did indeed win this battle. Big surprise there. And I think that is going to be all she wrote for the forces of Migsa. Well played. And with that, Void will be our greenskin player in the upcoming faction war on Saturday. So clearly he's done very well for himself and understands the greenskin mirror, it would seem. I'm surprised. Yeah, Doom and Darkness could have been an interesting one. Also, overcasting aspect of the Dread Knight could be really good too, to give all your Trolls immune to terror and also make them cause terror. That could have been quite neat. Gork is winning. Mork is winning. I know. We still haven't answered the question, Gork or Mork. I guess it will never be answered. As the Goblin Big Boss of Migsa is surrounded and beaten on, a little bit of a rally here for the forces of Migsa. You get some Stone Trolls back, but yeah, I don't see it going well for him. I just don't. Yes, let the Wa out. You can't be wrong. Swamp Things was a really, really clever inclusion here. I have to say, I really I think that's quite good. Also, it gives him poison, too, in that troll fight. Like, he's poisoning the stone trolls and lowering their melee attack and causing terror. I think the Swamp Thing's really, really a cool pick. Let's get a close-up cinematic of these glorious beasts. Look at them go. Oh, yeah, some majestic creatures they are. Yeah, the tabletop models actually look pretty funny, too, for the giant river troll hag. I think it's a Forge World model. Makes up... Trying to rally his army, I mean, if he were to come back from this, that would be a pretty legendary comeback. Both armies do look pretty tattered. We do have healing, the triple healing. Looks like there's going to be a Brain Buster going down. Nukes those Night Goblin Fanatics, might actually break them. Now they're having a stare down. Both players, you know, trying to establish dominance. The Greenskins are, you know, very tribal in that way, right? So, you know, the strongest survive. So they're first trying to intimidate one another with their stare downs. And the Stone Troll's going to be trying to overload this flank and go for some freebies via the Savage Orc Biggins that are a little bit unsupported here. And it looks like the Goblin Big Boss is coming back. He's slippery. He's moving, man. He's moving into grooving. So here comes the troll fight. Unfortunately, there's a ton of Savage Orc Biggins here who will be very good against the trolls. And they do have to deal with the armor, but yeah, Savage Orc Biggins have a great anti-large bonus and really can do some serious chopping here. And there's a nice Ere We Go, going to be giving a huge melee attack buff to Void's army. And it looks like Miggs' trolls are only going to be going for a matter of moments as Be'lakor, aka Void, does come in with the rear charge here and breaks all the trolls. Yeah, well played. Well played. It just seems like the Goblin Troll combo didn't do as well as the Savage Orc Troll combo. Despite having less trolls overall, the Savage Orcs made the difference with the terror from the Swamp Things. Yeah. Mig says brutal and cunning, but Void is cunning and brutal. Yeah? Can we make this a best of 7 for science? No, thank you. I'm good. Yeah, trolls underperformed there a little bit. But yeah, look at this. Only 2 trolls here, one of which was Swamp Things. The Savage Orc Infantry really made a big difference. Their mobile core was pretty much the same. Yeah, GG, well played. Stay here, Void. All right, so now we get the Pirate King Anticity back in. We'll get this party started. All right, this lobby might be bugged because there's like a bit of a lag here. So one sec, let me minimize this and we can go ahead and update this to Anticity. Should be good. I see the GGs, but it seems to be like frozen. Okay. Oh, they left at the same time. All right, Void Laws, come back. You have to play in the finals. Don't you run away. Okay, Void Laws, come back. And Anticity, Pirate King. We actually saw this before. Yeah, we had in one of the last single faction tournaments, we had Vicious Satsuma on Greenskins against Even Stars Vampire Coast. Yeah, so this is not the first time we've had this in the finals here. Okay. So Void will win. So we got Void Laws versus Anticity, the Pirate King. Should be interesting. Thank you again, Gatsby, for the 50. And Ruben for the 15. Appreciate it, guys. That was a pretty savage matchup. There we go, is pretty good. What's going on here? Best of 7. No, please, Anakin, I'm too weak. I'm too weak. All right, so for the first map, we can go ahead and do the Southern Chaos Wastes, which is a good map. Easy to see everything and no drama. And yeah, that should be good. You guys want some more Greenskins? It's time. There's some more coming your way. The finals are best of 3, so it's a little bit different, of course. And we'll see what's cracking. All right, so Void Laws, all the brackets are updated. The nameplates should be in the right place. You guys think we're going to see the Kraken? I think the Kraken King will release it. I think Anticity will actually use some Kraken play. Oh, his game crashed. Okay, no problem. He'll be back in a second. Also, if you guys want to see this live, if some of the mods could actually, in chat, drop a link to Anticity's stream. He's streaming this live, so if you guys want to see that perspective also, head on over, check him out. He's a really good caster, too. Good at kind of talking and playing at the same time. Oh, yeah. I just ripped off my shirt like Hulk Hogan. Gonna get a little bit of water real quick. And we'll see how this goes. Yeah, you know, I think, I can't remember who won last time. I think it was very even. I think that was the one with all the rule breaks. He's on the way. All right, Anticity will be back in 2 minutes. And yeah, we're good to go. So now we're just hanging out. Let's chat it up. What's the question here? What is HP? What time is the tournament on Saturday? So Saturday is Faction Wars at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah. 9 a.m. PST. Ice Power Total War predicting a greenskin victory. Oh, do you now? You're underestimating the Dark Lord Anticity, the Kraken King, dude. He is no mere pirate lord. He is the king of Krakens. He does not mess about. All right, so let's go ahead and invite Void Laws to the faction war. He's qualified successfully with his greenskins. So there he is. He's got the invite. All right, perfect. Yeah, all the folks in the faction war Discord are getting hyped. Yeah, so far, who's qualified? We have Anticity with Vampire Coast. We have Deadly Bunnies playing the Beastmen. We have Tank playing the Vampire Counts. Ice Power Total War playing the Dark Elves. Daxter playing Norska. We have Human Boy Yes Yes, who qualified today as the Skaven. Spoony qualifying with the Dwarves. I don't know why that name makes me laugh. We got Zyphos qualifying with the High Elves. Yawning Firefly for the Lizardmen.
Hey.
Chest. You too. And then Zablasky with the Wood Elf so far. And Loopy with Nagarythe. And then it looks like, I think Tim Kings is Happy Puppy as well. Yes. So that's kind of our list of champions for the weekend. And a couple of the other ones are being played. Best of threes are being played for them. So, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of weird Dark Elf units I don't see a lot of play for sure. Like Charybdis. The dreaded Charybdis beast. So Void Laws will be back in just a second. He said his computer crashed, so he's just loading back in right now. And we'll get this match going in just a moment. It gives the Kraken King more time to prepare. And I'm going to grab some water real quick. In the meantime, hold up. Yeah, grab some water. I'll be right back. Some delicious H2O, man. Some delicious water. Ah. And there we have it. Let me get my headphones in so I can get super immersed here in this duel. Kelgar, the Dawi all lost in the first round. Although, to be honest, we didn't see a lot of the usual Dawi players. Like the guys, like the high-level Dawi tournament players. It was a lot of newer players, it looked like. So the Dawi didn't have their usual champions. Yeah. All right, so plugging in headphones. Cool. Welcome. He's on the way. All right, so let me go ahead and double check, make sure he's not having any technical issues aside from that. You guys want to jam to some music? You want some copyright-free classical music? We can do that. We could do the Morning Mood. That's a fun one. Hang on. This feels... No, that definitely doesn't fit the mood of what's about to happen. Neither does that.
Your dog peed in my art piece drying outside on the ground.
No way.
Yes, way.
Oh, Wookiee's so bad. She always says it's your dog. She doesn't want the Wookiee. Okay, we're exploring classical music. Oh, that definitely does not fit. Okay. So bear with me, guys. Oh, here's something. This one's just sad, though. I feel sad listening to this. We want to jam to All Hail the Mighty? Is this the theme? This is the theme song for the dwarves right now. They're just like listening to this on their mountain holds. All the Skaven and Greenskins are running rampant. Alright, we can listen into the dwarf soundtrack. Yes. Best of 3. Not all copyright not all classical songs you can use, yeah. This is just making me like feel down, you know? Flight of the Bumblebee. they're just getting rained on. The dwarves and beastmen are just like being rained on right now while this song plays. Oh man. I think this is Chopin. Yeah. So the players picking their armies. It's almost time. Yeah, my brother's gonna do some music for the channel too, which should be good. A dirge for all the lost Skaven lives. We must remember them, says the Ash Herder. Yeah. That's pretty funny. You know, I think we could see Anticity do like a Kraken build, actually. He did do that against Greenskins last time. He brought he brought the Crab Lady with the Tide Call and the Kraken's Call. Sad cow noises in the rain. Oh, man. Yeah. This does... Vampire Coast isn't really gothic, though. They're more like comedic. Like, the Vampire Counts are more gothic. Yeah. Is my still copyrighted? Yes. Yeah, I have two brothers, actually. One of them's just a little bit younger than me, 2 years, and the other one is like 10 years younger, because my dad got remarried. All right. Tariff is going to make a song of Morker listening to this in the rain. He should. That would actually be really funny. Yeah. That's a sad one. Jeez. Could do Fly to the Valkyries, too. Yeah, we'll save that. We'll listen to another one in between games here. Yeah. All right. Players still picking their armies. Yeah, Vampire Coast is sea shanties for sure. They already have the best music. They have the All Hail the Mighty. That's like the good shit right there. The internet was way better when it was like the Wild West. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah. Turin, brother of Turin. I know. I do feel bad for the dwarves and beastmen. I like every song you guys suggest. I'd have to like check it against the copyright, their copyright check to like see. So yeah, because that's the weird thing. Like even with the Doom soundtrack thing, when you upload videos to YouTube, it basically checks your videos to make sure it's okay, and it's like, hey, yeah, it's okay to use this. And it always said it was fine for the Doom soundtrack up until like a couple days ago, and it still says it's fine when you upload a video with the Doom soundtrack, but then later you get flagged. It's like it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Yeah, so for Anticity, I think we could see like a Kraken build of sorts. I think we could see the big Crab Lady with Tide Call and Kraken's Call. And I'm not even joking. Like, I actually think he legit might do this. For the Greenskins, it's just going to be Grom the Paunch because he's the hardest to snipe. So again, more Paunch. Perhaps the ultimate romance between the Paunch and the Crab Lady. We'll see. Red Devil, I haven't. No, but you could send me a link in Discord. Yeah, is Vampire Counts or... This is Vampire Coast right now. Yeah, so we got Coast facing off against Greenskins. And this is the grand finals of today's tournament. So both these players have qualified for the upcoming faction war because we're using today's stream as a qualifier, which is quite a bit of fun. All right, looks like they're ready. Ready? All right. So if they're both ready, ready up then. Let's party. I'm excited for this. This is going to be a fun one. I'm real hyped. A Dwarf Beastmen DLC would be fun, but I feel like have they ever done, yeah, they had Lizardmen versus Skaven, so they had two Warhammer 2 factions in a DLC. For some reason, I just feel like they're going to do like Beastmen and then someone from like, yeah, the old world, or the new world, I guess. This is best of 3, yeah, so the finals of these tournaments are best of 3. Hey, Tanomi! Glad you think that, man. That's a tall compliment. I certainly don't agree, but hey, man, I'll take it. I'll take it. Gallows Giant has been used against Greenskins in the past for the terror routes, and you know, it's kind of a menacing presence. But I think Anticity, I don't know what he's gonna do. Honestly, I have no idea. I think he'll maybe do a more aggressive, like quad Sirens, like 4 Sirens with Slostra, a couple Mourngulls, maybe like Rush. Or he could go Gunline. It's a best of 3, so you can kind of use the first game to feel out your opponent's like strengths and weaknesses and go that route. But you know, we'll find out. We will find out indeed. Yeah, they can't rework 2 factions right. And the Dwarves already got their Walmart rework when they got like the runic crafting system. So they already got reworked a little bit, right? So I don't think it's going to be Dwarves. It'd be Beastmen plus like, I don't know. I have no idea who else it could be, to be frank. Was every faction represented? Yeah, every single one. By the way, check out Hamish Watson, Scottish rugby player for the most powerful mullet in the world today. Okay. Let me go ahead and search him real quick so I can... Does he have a mullet? Let's see. Yeah, he's got a pretty serious mullet. Oh yeah, that thing's real. Wow. So this is best of 3 here in the finals. They will be playing the same factions over and over. with the 2 games or 3 games, depending on how long it goes. But it's kind of cool. It's like watching a StarCraft tournament where you see them like, the specialists kind of contour their strategies to the evolving dynamics of the game. Very neat indeed. Yeah, there's going to be another Dark Elf DLC, and you just get Medusas. You get Medusas that, like... you get Medusas with shotguns, yes. That's all you get. Lewis Hudson, that guide is super outdated, and yes, someday I will do it. But the reason why... that guide didn't do that well, actually. I put a lot of time into that guide, and like people didn't seem to enjoy... It's done better over time, but man, at the beginning, it really didn't do that well. Yeah, I was really surprised. All right, guys, so now we are here in the battle. It is upon us, the grand finals. The Kraken King Anticity facing off against the up-and-comer here, Void Lawls, with his massive amount of greenskin Daka, which is very standard. And just like we talked about, Anticity is going for a rush. So he's got deckhand mobs, he's got bombers, he's got Mourngul's, Celestra on the Crab, with Tide Call and the Kraken's Call. I'm telling you, the Kraken King is back, baby. And we do also have handguns. So, yeah, handguns very good at sniping. You could snipe Stone Trolls, you could snipe Grom the Paunch. They can do some work, so... I love this build. This is so awesome. Anytime you get to see the Kraken's Call being used, it just brings great joy to my life. So for your boy Void Lawls, he's got Goblins and Savage Orc Biggins in the front. Big Daka line, so 4 in total. And he's also got a couple Squake Hoppers for some backline disruption. It is Anticity after all, so you can probably expect there to be some guns. But in this case, no, just the Jack Chopper guns. And for the Lord, we have Giant River Troll Hag, Orc Shaman, and Grom the Paunch. No surprises there. Grom is hands down the best Lord in this matchup. And honestly, probably the best Lord across the Greenskins overall. He's just very, very powerful. So let us know, guys. Are you about hailing the mighty? Do you enjoy stashing lizard trinkets under your bed? If so, Anticity is your man. Or are you here for Void Lawls? In the Daka, you randomly yell wah at people as you pass them on the sidewalk. Well, perhaps Void Lawls and the Greenskins are your champions here today. A little bit of poke here as he is shooting into the halberd, so the zombie pirate deckhand polearms here, taking a little bit of poke. And the Greenskin army just kind of awaiting the advance here of the Vampire Coast. The Coast really won't take that much damage. I mean, as long as he doesn't, yeah, you got to get the Mourngul's out of the line of sight here, and you can see Anticity does notice that right away. He pulls these bad boys back and should be able to avoid most of that fire. So, yeah. But the Greenskin Skirmish Cavalry will be very useful against the Jackdropper handguns if they can circle around the army, for example. They can really do quite a bit of disruption to those guys. But we'll see. Anticity is very good at screening, and he probably does have his Scurvy Dogs more or less ready to go and just jumping where they need to go. So, yeah, we'll see. Lewin is pretty cool. Lewin's a very cool character. As a matter of fact, in the thumbnail, Frodo is wearing King Lewin's hat, or his helmet. Yeah, so that's kind of the reference there. Lizard Trinkets. Lady Turin actually made a really cool art piece. It was a Vampire Coast treasure chest, and it had lizard trinkets inside of it. I can't remember who bought that, but it's a really, really cool piece. Now, this is great value for Void Lawls here. I mean, he's killing a 400 gold unit more or less for a little bit of ammunition. Grom the Paunch is running in, and this is the one risky run by like having your army so spread out like this. Yeah, it's good for wrapping, but also it does allow the flanks against a more mobile, dynamic faction like the Greenskins to be, contest and pressed and all that sort of scary stuff. So there go the Zombie Pirate Jack and Mob Polearms. They are in the can. Grom the Paunch also going to be going balls deep, and there's not really a whole lot here to stop him, although the triple handguns now will start hurting him quite badly. And if Anticity had some Scurvy Dogs over here, maybe he could trap him. But yeah, Grom taking a little bit of damage. Mourngul's attacking him as well, but the Mourngul's are going to be getting focused pretty badly here. But now the rest of the army's moving in. Celestra and the Crabs and the Bombers getting ready to hit the front line. Celestra will be a huge force of nature here in this battle, but so far I would say Void Lawls is getting a little bit of the better of this engagement. His rotation here is really good, because the Vampire Coast rush is very slow, right? So what he's done is he's rotated away from the top of Anticity's forces, and he's rotating to the weaker side. And now there's a lot of units overextended, right? We have Mourngul's here who are way overextended. These bombers are getting annihilated by the focus fire. Man, nasty, nasty stuff. Anticity taking some heavy casualties. He really needs to get some sniping going for sure. Now, Vampire Coast is responding. They do get the Goblin Wolf Riders here with the summon of the Damned Knights Errant. And the Krakens, oh, the big Kraken. The Kraken King summoning the Kraken. That's going to be good. So the Krakens are here. It pulls in the Greenskin Savage Orc Air Boys and also kind of tickles the pickle of these goblins a little bit. At the very least, it should, do some good damage to those archers and allow Celestra and company to kind of catch up there. It didn't quite catch as much as some of the ones he had in the faction war, but, still did some okay damage and also got the Goblin Wolf Riders here. Now, where are the Gunbats shooting? It looks like Void Lawls has moved under here with his Goblin Wolf Riders. Going to start shooting here at the handguns, but the handguns could snipe the Orc Shaman. They could snipe the Hag. I think shooting at Grom the Paunch is a bit of a mistake. at this point, because I think he's going to be able to heal through most of that. But Anticity has reached the battle lines now, and you can see the Greenskins are starting to pay the bit of a troll toll. Anticity probably has some of the best Hound micro in the game. And oh, look at that. He gets a Song of Enthrallment, slows down the Squig Hoppers, and now all the doggos are going to be charging in. A little bit risky unless they follow up with the crabs. But that was a really, really good Song of Enthrallment there, potentially. And the Scurvy Dogs, yeah, going to be blitzing into the Archer line. And how are the Deck Gunner Snipers doing? One of them taking a lot of damage here, but what are they shooting at? I can't quite tell. Looks like they're currently moving. Savage Orc Arrow Boys are being feasted on by the doggos. Yeah, they're at 6 leadership, and the other doggo of Anticity is going to be moving around and starting to cause some problems, probably on the other archers here, like these Savage Orc Arrow Boys. Now, on that same note, Celestra is getting Spirit Leech. She's being attacked by Grom the Paunch with the Axe of Grom, which makes him certainly quite a beat stick with 753 weapon strength. And she's going to have to try and get back to some of her halberds, maybe run to her crabs, get a little bit of support, and now you can see that the guns of the bats here are shooting, I think, at the casters. Another Kraken's call in the back. Release the Kraken! This makes me think of Liam Neeson and Clash of the Titans right there. Beautiful stuff, though. Really feasting on the Savage Orcs. They're being dragged down to the depths. Don't ask me where the depths are here in the Chaos Waste. Perhaps there's some tainted water supply under here where they get dragged down. Don't really know, but the doggos were able to finish off these Savage Orc Arrow Boys here. The other Savage Orc Arrow Boys appear to have been liberated by the goblins, so they should be more or less okay. And a very, very close battle at this point. Celestra, though, is on the run. Grom the Paunch with Lucky Banner and all these items activated really is an absolute raid boss. But, you know, Celestra could turn it around, especially if she can get some halberd support to kind of stand around her and just poke Grom. And now it looks like, yeah, all the gun bats are shooting, I think, at the Giant River Troll Hag. No, they're actually shooting at Grom the Paunch, which I think has proven to be somewhat ineffective this game. But it's very close. Terror routes are going to be a pretty substantial factor. The fact that Anticity also has this other unit of Scurvy Dogs chasing down the archers is quite big, because if the archers can sit and shoot at Celestra, they could probably finish her off. We'll see. But there goes the Savage Orc Arrow Boys, broken down. The other one's about to be feasted on. The gun bats here for Anticity juking pretty well. He's about to lose one, but the other two do have pretty ample ammunition. And it would appear they're actually shooting at Grom the Paunch. Yeah, they're going after the Paunch Man. So maybe just trying to wear him down for the long game to get that value going. Scurvy Doggos against Savage Orc Arrow Boys. If the Savage Orc Arrow Boys do get the charge off on the dogs, I think they can do quite well. But with the dogs ambushing them in the middle of shooting, the Scurvy Dogs might be able to win. Although there are those ROR Goblins back here, which are quite a problem. But nonetheless, it looks like the Greenskins are a little bit ahead here in this game. He's doing very well here for sure. Has been able to... That rotation in the beginning was really, really masterful. But Celestra is getting to the danger zone. And with this type of a build, there isn't going to be any more healing. So Doggo's pulling back. The other dogs chasing down whatever assets they can. Savage Orc Arrow Boys are back online, and the gunbats up in the sky doing a good job of actually sniping Grom. And let's see if Celestra can kind of turn around her fortune here against the Giant River Troll Hag. And, you know, now she has some support, too. Oh, what is this going to be? A Tide Call. Okay, Tide Call going down. A partial hit on the Savage Orc Arrow Boys. Winds of Magic has got to be pretty low here for Celestra as she tries to work on this Hag. But beating down the Hag here is a very strong play. It does get rid of the Spirit Leech, and, you know, there probably are some Spirit Leeches in the back pocket, which could potentially help finish off Celestra in the late game. Really nice Brain Buster going down by Void Lulls, able to nail those halberds right there. The Deck Dropper handguns have gotten out of range of the missile pieces, but ooh, a big Terror Route coming in. Celestra moves over there, and Terror Route's off a lot of the Greenskin army here. But I feel like Grom the Paunch can probably just handle Celestra. I don't know. It depends on his items, depends on her Winds of Magic and other variables, although I guess none of the spells she has are terribly useful there. So Anticity swarming in with the Scurvy Dogs, getting on top of the Savage Orc Arrow Boys once again. A very, very strong play. Needs to shut down the missiles, otherwise Celestra is pretty much 100% doom. And the fact that, yeah, he has these unbreakable ROR Goblins, you know, those Goblins really could actually be the big disaster here. Like, they're going to be so tough to break down. Yeah, and here the last of the crabs, the Lamprey's Revenge, are still regenerating even to the bitter end, but they're at negative 41 leadership. And the Goblins are on the hunt, man. 110 of those bad boys. Giant River Troll Hag is broken, and the Scurvy Dogs are being chased down by the Death's Creepers. Death's Creepers creeping all over these doggos, slipping into their TMs, as they say. The proper creeping. And, yeah, Scurvy Dogs, man, in a bit of trouble. Death's Creepers, very, very durable unit. Spider Riders, of course, with their poison, they essentially have a lot more defense than you would expect. And I guess at this point, yeah, maybe Anticity just go for the RNG of it. Just try and snipe Grom with Celestra and the bats and hope you can get a break on him. I mean, his leadership is pretty low right now. Steady. He was shaken a moment ago. It looks like another Tide Call going in. Tide Call might break these other units, and it looks like there is a Terror Route, but Celestra is down for the count to Grom. With his Axe of Grom, he hits too hard, and that is going to be game one. And this best of three going to Void Lulls. Man, what a match. That was very, very scrappy. Very, very scrappy indeed. Yeah, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff indeed. Andy, you're getting an error where it says unavailable to connect. Huh. That's very weird. Let me go and double check. Why would it be unavailable? Did I accidentally, like, when I was checking my copyright claims, did I accidentally play something earlier that made it unavailable? God, I really hope not. Is the stream, you guys can see the stream, right? Are there any problems? I still see we have 1096. Yeah. Nonetheless, after the fact, I'll have to check it out. Stream is fine here, so it might be a local YouTube issues. Yeah, that was a match, man. It was a really good scrap. That rotation at the beginning, I feel like Voidlaw's got quite a bit of value in that early engagement and was able to do it to it. Yeah, great play. Very, very meta build for sure. Both of them, you know, this build was good too. I felt like the gun bats kind of struggled to snipe good targets, but in the end, they certainly got their value. Most of us are still up. Yeah, it's so weird. Stream seems to be playing for me as well. Stream looks fine. All good for me in France. No problems. Huh. Yeah. All right. GG, well played. That's game one. For the next map, we will go ahead and switch it on over to the Sword of Torgald. Map set. Let's see what they decide to do this time around on the Sword of Torgald. So I'm going to minimize this. Update these scorecards. Boom. Yeah, it could be a YouTube issue for sure. I'm trying to check something real quick. Let me go to my YouTube account and see if I have any weird notifications. Because usually if there's like a copyright problem, it just shuts your stream down, actually. Just as we're like talking about it today too. Okay, I don't see any drama there. Looking around. Looks like we're here in the finals. I don't have any notifications. Okay, seems good. Yeah, seems fine. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it could be. That's very strange. All right, so we are on the next map here. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes YouTube just starts acting up. That's really strange. Because, yeah, maybe I played that like a millisecond of a copyrighted song earlier when I was like checking my other issues. Yeah, I don't know. Works fine in the middle of Europe. Yeah, what region are you guys in? So for those of you guys who are having issues seeing the stream, what region are you in? Yeah. Very weird stuff. Grom, that's what's really scary about Grom. He's actually a pretty good duelist too, like versus monsters. With his Axe of Grom and Lucky Banner, he becomes an absolute terror. Yeah. James Harrison said, I had to close and reopen YouTube to connect. Okay, so it did work for you. Okay, so it's probably just a YouTube problem. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I've seen some really good Coast players using cannons against Grom. It's definitely a YouTube problem. Okay, yeah. Thank you guys for all the updates. But bringing a single carronade against Grom and just kind of sitting it on him the whole game can actually kill him. Yeah, he takes a lot of damage from cannons. He's a big boy. He's a big boy indeed. Yeah, he's got a huge charge bonus. He regenerates. Axe of Grom puts him up to 700. He doesn't have the best armor piercing values, but nonetheless, he still gets in there with some good damage. You're in Argentina, no problems there. All right, very cool. Yeah, Grom is hands down the best greenskin lord in my opinion. Very strong. Yeah, greenskins, I'm trying to think of like counters to them. A lot of people, a lot of greenskin players do not like playing vampire counts. So for those of you guys, yeah, Hadries, quick question. For Hadries and any other tournament players out there, in your opinion, I have my own opinion, but I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. What do you guys think are the best counters to greenskins as a faction? I would say vampire counts have done well against them historically. Vampire Coast, you know, a lot of people consider them to be, but like I honestly feel like that matchup's even, like Vampire Coast versus greenskins. Thinking of other factions, I feel like, I guess some people used to think Tomb Kings, but I don't know. Robert in his living room. All right, dude. All right, all right, all right. Hey, Abba and Preach, how's it going? Clearly you don't believe in luck. Yeah, they just changed like the checkmark thing on YouTube, so you can see it like highlights you. Yeah. High elves, no. No, high elves get countered by greenskins, in my opinion. Yeah. Skaven have an okay matchup versus greenskins, but I feel like that's even. I don't feel like it's a counter. I feel like greenskins versus Skaven is pretty even. And maybe it's even better for greenskins now because the nerf to Skaven slaves and also the nerf to Throt and Brood Horrors and the Poison and Mortars, like it got better for greenskins. That might even be greenskin favorite again. Yeah, I think Tomb King's vampire counts maybe. Yeah. Like I think really good vampire count players can win it. And we had that situation earlier. It was a close game. It was a close game. Clayton Hauser used to play Warcraft 3 custom games with you back in the day. Your channel, one of the few I stayed up with. Wait, you used to play Warcraft 3 custom games with me back in the day? How back in the day are we talking? Are we talking like before I did YouTube? Do we know each other? That's cool, man. Or did you play when we did the streams? Yeah, Clayton, man. When did we play? Well, Hadries believes in a thing called love, so apparently just listen to the rhythm of your heart and you'll be totally fine. Yeah. Oh my god, that song. I wish I could just play that on my stream. I was about to do like an impersonation for you guys, but there's no way in hell I can hit that high note, dude. No way in hell. Who here in chat thinks they could hit the high note on that song? The I Believe in a Thing Called Love by The Darkness? Oh my god. I had a friend in high school who could hit the high note, and like every time it came on the radio, he would just like do the high pitched part, and it just killed me with laughter every single time. All right, looks like Anticity's ready. Now, this is where it becomes very interesting, right? Do we see him switch his build, or does he just go in gung-ho and just try and, like, optimize his play? Like, I'm really curious to see how they actually approach this. Yeah. I cannot hit high notes to save my life. My voice, I don't think my voice is, like, super deep. I think it's just normal. Yeah. Cannot hit. Hell no. Dude, it's brutal. Yeah. Dude, his voice is so high in that song. Yeah, it's pretty funny, dude. Yeah. I don't think I could. Misha says, I don't think I could, that guy. I know, it's insane. Pone, do you just have like dreams of night of you like covering Darkness songs and just hitting that high pitched note? Chase has a dwarven singing voice. That's pretty badass, dude. Oh, man. Ungram Iron Fist can hit it? I seriously doubt that. He's got, like, just some guttural, like, just burly voice, you know? Yeah. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny indeed. All right, guys, here we are. It is time. We are on the Sword of Torgal. One of my favorite maps, actually. I always like Sword of Torgal. I think it's, like, really cool aesthetics. One side does start with the forest, which is a little bit funky, but I don't think it really matters too much, especially since we've had the had some changes to the banner rules to punish forest camping. I think it's all good. Turin's voice is as deep as I think my voice is until I hear it played back to me. My voice is pretty normal. Yeah, so Abba and Preach, I do play D&D, but I haven't played in a long time. When I was in college, we did a 3.5 campaign. We did a couple of those. We did the Tomb of Horrors. That was one of my favorite experiences. So we did the Tomb of Horrors, and I believe what was I? We did it twice. One time, what was I? Was I a Dread Warlock? Yeah, it was like, and I hated it. Like the name sounded so cool, and I ended up playing a Dread Warlock, and I was like, oh, this is awesome, dude. And then it just like was all these like shitty debuffs, and like apparently they get really stronger in the late campaign, but I didn't like it. But when my party and I did the Tomb of Horrors, I haven't played since 3.5 though. So last time I played D&D was 2012, but I'm more than open to playing again someday. More than open to it. We basically, so the Tomb of Horrors, we went in there and our DM just wanted to kind of troll us. He didn't really tell us what to expect there. And so we didn't have like a character to like search for traps and all that kind of stuff. So what we ended up doing was using a summoner. So we had a summoning character, which we would send all the summons down the hallways to spring all the traps. So we just had sacrificial summons. It was really funny. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. But we did do the Warhammer Fantasy Battle roleplay, yeah. But I haven't played since 3.5, yeah. Or since, at least that's what my roommates and I were playing in college. But when I was a little kid, I played D&D, but we just, played schoolyard D&D where we didn't know the rules very well, so, Yeah. That was a Dread Warlock. It wasn't a basic Warlock, yeah. So Abba says, that's awesome. I run a campaign and use a bunch of Warhammer Lords to homebrew encounters. That's really cool. Skaven are perfect for D&D. I feel like they would be. Yeah, they're like this menace, but they have a comedic element, but also like a terrifying horror element. Really huge levels of varying power, right? So running a D&D campaign, you can have easy encounters via Skaven slaves and clan rats, and then at the top end of things, you have like Hell Pit abominations and you know, all these things. So yeah, Skaven definitely make really good kind of enemies in that regard. All right, guys. So for the Forces of Antiquity, he has changed his build. So he's coming in with deckhand mobs, a dual Cyrene, and in the backfield, quad Scurvy Doggo, quad basic gun bat. So not going for the sniper bat in the traditional sense, but going for the basic cheapo gun bat. And that appears to be it. So a huge change in the build. Although I'm massively concerned about how this build is going to be dealing with Grom the Paunch. But holy shit, look at this. Voidlaw's changed up his build. Why would you not bring Grom again? Oh, that just gave Antiquity a way in, I think. Oh, man. All right, guys. All right, so here we have Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Of course, very standard. The main battle line is going to be Orc Boys mixed with some Daka and some Daka. And Azag the Slaughterer with Spirit Leech. Very interesting tech switch. And look at this, double Doomdiver Catapult. See, this is a little bit more fun for a greenskin build, yeah. Doomdiver Catapult's going to be launching away at this Vampire Coast build. Yeah. This is awesome, man. This is going to be good. No Queen Bess. I know I'm a little bit disappointed. You know what? Queen Bess would not have been that great here because Azag would just overcast Spirit Leech and snipe it before the fighting started, probably. Or it would get a couple shots off, but it wouldn't pay for itself, so. Whoa. No Grom. I mean, Grom is so good against Vampire Coast. He's super hard to snipe for Luther. He kills Count Noctilus really easily. Just an absolute raid boss of a character for sure. In this matchup especially. There's some matchups, like when I play Empire, like I'm happy to see Grom. My handgunners and nets just annihilate him. And Karl Franz just gives him the business, you know. But now you have Azag, right? Like Azag's kind of getting poked here. He's already down to like probably 90%. And like, you know, yeah, Anticity's very, very happy about this. Good Spirit Leech going down though in the Syrenes. Pushing up on the flank. I have to say, Voidlaw's, I know a lot of folks in chat are kind of ragging on the Greenskins and, you know, saying they're real OP. And they are a very strong faction, but you also have to give credit to the Voidlaws. He's been playing very well today. Very good tactical games. Hasn't made too many mistakes, honestly. And that's something to consider. Like, every game I've seen, there's been mistakes, but I don't think I can really recall too many mistakes he's made. So just take that with a grain of salt. Deck Droppers here doing a little bit of skirmishing, but also taking probably far too much damage than they should. But Antiquity does get a really nice invocation there, which heals up the Deck Droppers and also heals the Syrenes on the low ground. And Vampire Coast just advancing. Now, I don't expect Antiquity to leave the dogs as tactical reserves for too long. Fanatics from Voidlaws going down, tearing through the polearms there. Pretty nice little poke and stroke. And the Scurvy Dogs 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 Scurvy Dogs certainly could come around and flank here. I'm not 100% sure. But if Antiquity forgets the dogs, that's probably just GG. If he leaves those back there, that's probably going to be game blouses. I don't... Yeah, Grom will run over Noctilus all day. Like, he could just cycle charge him. Noctilus does have anti-large, but infantry characters tend to just get wrecked super hard by chariot characters. It's just the rock, paper, scissors of things in this game. So you don't really want that engagement. Now, Noctilus dropping his first summon here on top of the Orc Air Boys, and the Gunbats are shooting at Night Goblin RORs, which is definitely not fun. Here on the flank, we have Orc Boys rushing out to meet the Syrenes. Man, Antiquity, don't do me like this! Come on, man! Come on! Get them Scurvy Dogs going! Oh, okay, he gets them finally. That was just giving me anxiety seeing that. I was like, oh, come on, don't tactical reserve here in the grand finals. And honestly, a little bit of tactical reserve already because those Scurvy Dogs could be causing a lot more disruption by now. But it's not like game over, right? So Syrenes flanking here. We do have some Syrenes in the backfield which have gotten on top of the Doomdiver Catapult, which is a nice grab. And the Scurvy Dogs look like they're going to go right up the center here. I think they're going to push in like so. Spider Riders are nearby. They could obviously screen the dogs if they want to. Those Syrenes, though, being very sticky. Invocation keeping them going. These Syrenes grinding with the Night Goblins. They will eventually win that fight. And yeah, Orc Boys are fighting the... fight as well. No Fist of Gork though, only Spirit Leeches. So you only have one Spirit Leech caster to try and deal with all the Syrenes here. Although Azag seems to be doing a pretty good job of dealing with them. Here the Goblins are fighting Syrenes in the forest, or the Orc Boys are. A little bit of Daka kind of pouring in. And now the front line has broken to an extent. Some Goblins are broken down. Over here, these Orc Boys probably going to break in a matter of moments from Noctilus. And Antiquity seems to be getting his way back into this game. Despite the early tactical reserves, now he's got his Scurvy Dog Goon squad back in business. Doomdiver Catapult crews are very, very vulnerable. And, you know, they're not cheap. Doomdiver Catapults cost quite a bit, right? So here comes the Orc Air Boys getting chewed on by these Scurvy Doggos. We got 49 models here, and how many do we have here? Don't be the blessed number. 58. Okay, it couldn't be the blessed number. That's right. They only have 60 models. So Scurvy Dogs pulling back. Bombers moving in. Syrenes collapsing in. It looks like Invocations of Heck going down to heal up the 2 Syrenes on the flank. Azag coming in with Spirit Leeches and is able to partially crumble some of those Syrenes. But Antiquity seems to be having a much better game. He's compromised the Doomdiver battle lines. The Orc Air Boys, there's always some guy doing a donut out in front of our house with some potato of a car. Nonetheless, a big rout going on. The Doggos in the backfield chasing down Rusty Errors and Night Goblins. It looks like the Kraken King, without his Kraken, is probably going to actually... And it just goes to show, right? Like, the build variation, Azag has been okay, but has he really been that effective at dealing with the Sirens? Like, sort of. The Spirit Leech is cute and all, but it's not like if you have Grom just killing shit, and then you have... Oh, man, the phone calls. I'm just, like, getting trolled on all fronts. But basically, it's not like you have Grom, then an Orc Shaman, and a Spirit Leech from a Hag. Like, you know, it's a little bit of a different situation. Nonetheless, Sirens and pistol mobs are moving up. Sirens on the flank going after Orc Airboys. Certainly going to escort all of these fine greenskins back to the forest. The Bomber is pushing up as well. More Sirens. Noctilus is still pretty healthy. Azag can do okay against Noctilus, but not as well as like a Grom the Paunch type character. So we will see. Now, what do the greenskins have left? They have some Daka. We got Orc Airboys. We have a pretty big firing group of greenskins here. The Doomdiver Catapult crew is an X Factor as well. Those guys could come back in the late game, and though the Kraken King is ahead right now, and the Vampire Coast looking to be in good shape, certainly doesn't mean the game's over by any stretch of the imagination. Azag can do some really nasty gooning. There are a number of Vampire Coast units across the battlefield, so 3 deckhand mobs here, here, and here, all of which are crumbling and will be gone soon, which is basically just less shit that the greenskins have to fight. And it looks like the Sirens were able to push those units off with the Scurvy Dog. So yeah, both players kind of normalizing. It's going to be quite important for Anticity to make sure that the greenskins can't get their Doomdiver Catapult back too, because there is a Doomdiver Catapult crew here, which could get back onto its piece and start shooting again. Here the Greenskin Daka shooting into some halberds. Yep, Captain Anticity here trying to regroup, get his bombers up. Both players basically just preparing for the final showdown. The final battle for the fate of the Sword of Torgald will be decided here between Anticity and Voidlaws. Nice Spirit Leech going once again onto the Sirens. Got to wear those guys down. The Terror Routes in the late game are certainly not going to be fun. Azag's accrued value so far, only 878. So basically he's killed 1 Siren worth of units this entire game, despite all of those Spirit Leeches. So I know, I'm sorry, it's getting late. The Faction War on Saturday, though, will be much earlier. That's going to be at 9 a.m. PST. So for those of you guys in Europe and East Coast here in the States, it'll be easier for everyone. Except I always feel bad for folks in different time zones. I know in Australia it's really tricky. I feel so bad for Lotus Moon. Whenever he wants to like play in tournaments, he has to get up at like 4 a.m. because most of the tournament player base is European and American. So that's generally many of the hosts are from those regions. So they're going to be hosted in those time zones. But I'm actually going to have a qualifier soon-ish that will have a time zone that's good for folks in Australia and other parts of the world. It'll be like a special qualifier for you guys just so you can get a chance to play, because yeah, I always feel so bad about that. Anyways, they're moving forward, man. Scurvy Dogs are sitting, and I think you know, King of the Dead has really good Hound Micro for sure. He hasn't been as active lately, and you know, if I had to really evaluate the player base, I think Anticity's Scurvy Dog and Hound Micro is like one of the most fearsome, stressful things ever. He is so good with his hounds, man. He gets so much value, and you like never get them until the late game. Really good summon here, so he pins in the Orc Airboys, and now suddenly just this ravenous horde of Scurvy Dogs is going to be descending on these greenskins when the Sirens come in. After the shock damage they've taken, there's going to be a massive Terror Route. So here it comes. Sirens, a 1, a 2, and a Terror Route. Yeah, and any second now, boom, I nailed it. I was right on point with that. So Azag's Hard Armor gives him a little bit of a save. 1 unit Terror Routes, the other one will soon follow. Nice little pick here in the back. You can see the Death Creepers got those bombers offline, which is really, really good. But yeah, look at this. We still have 2 Gunbats too, which can actually put some good pressure on Azag. The ravenous horde of Scurvy Dogs able to shatter that entire Archer line. We do have the Unbreakable Goblins. It's something to kind of write home about, but I don't think your boy Azag's going to be able to carry this one. That is going to be very, very tricky for him. So here comes Scurvy Dogs battling the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. Wolf Rider Archers, of course, with Wa will put up a much better fight, but their melee defense is very low. Plus, with Sirens nearby, could lead to a Terror Route here on these little goblins. Although they are immune to Psychology while Wa is active, so at least for another 3 seconds, they're going to be ITP. The Insane Troll Posse, as we say. Scurvy Dogs pulling back, certainly a smart play. Leave the Sirens to kind of grind in there. The wad up goblins are certainly no joke, and Voidlaw's really scrapping quite hard in this game. Obviously, it looks really, really favored for Vampire Coast in this position in terms of the balance of power and the current state of affairs in the battlefield, but that's not to say that some really cheeky Azag sniping and good engagements can't get him back in this match. Good invocation here by Anticity, good to be going on the Sirens. Obviously, a very annoying target to remove, so every amount of HP you can heal, it greatly outpaces the Spirit Leech damage that they do take. So Scurvy Dogs jumping on top of the Forest Goblin Spider Riders here with the Siren support, who are currently fighting Mangy Marauders, as well as the Doomdiver Catapult crew. And the Hard Knock Life is moving, and that's, you know, that's also a little bit scary for Anticity. The Hard Knock Life counts for Count Noctilus, as we call him, as he's actually called, does count for a lot in the balance of power. So sometimes you can actually be like, it can be an even game. It's just like Morkur. Morkur counts for like an insane, yeah, the Insane Troll Posse. That would be a pretty freaky band. Imagine that, the Insane Troll Posse. Yeah, and they dress like juggalos and like paint themselves with like eye paint and like, you know, the whole getup. Man, why have I not done that for a thumbnail? Holy shit. I legit don't think I've ever done that for a thumbnail, which is kind of an atrocity because it's like it's like perfection. Yeah. So the last of the Greenskin forces, including the look, he's still running with his Doomdiver crew. That's so funny. He has a little bit of ammunition left here on these Wolf Riders, so obviously he can do some business there. He's got 6 Night Goblins fighting. Azag trying to chase down the Gunbats. The Gunbats can happily just kind of kite him into oblivion here. And Anticity does have those Syreens back here. The Syreens chasing down the Orc Boys could certainly pull them back and, you know, pull back in this direction. Doomdiver Catapult crew finally going to be paying the Troll Toll. Not looking like the swiftest of Gabo. Syreens are very fast. They're poisoned right now, but the base speed is over 40, so good charge there. Oh my god, is he going to get the Doomdiver crew back online? Dude, that would be some crazy shit. That would be some crazy stuff. If he, like, screens out Noctilus and these guys long enough and then, like, gets the Doomdiver Catapult crew back online, holy shit, man. That's going to be wild. That is going to be wild. So, yeah, these Syreens are breaking. Noctilus actually kind of surrounded. Azag chasing down the Gunbats. I know the Bounce of Power says Vampire Coast, but just maybe, that Doomdiver Catapult's going to get back online and start pounding and doing some damage, and it really is going to be an issue, right? So Azag chasing the Gunbats. I don't know. I don't think they can shoot 360. I think they can chase and shoot. Yeah, you can see they're not shooting at the moment. The Greenskin Skirmishers, I think, are going to surround those Syreens. Yeah, so they're going to attack the Syreens over here on the other side. And, yeah, Famir Trolls. Are you saying Famir Trolls are Insane Clown Posse? That's pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, this is great. And that just leaves Count Noctilus. Man, that would be an insane comeback for sure if he can make this happen. So getting a full surround here is very, very important. Noctilus is super slow. Anticity may have some summons in the back pocket. We'll see. But yeah, the Syreens are fully surrounded, and it looks like there's going to be a Wraith Storm going down from Count Noctilus. I can't quite tell. Yep, it's going to be a Wraith Storm, which may lead to some Terror Routes. It's a little bit hard to tell. Some of the guys obviously are stuck in here fighting. Terror Routes going down. I mean, these Syreens still are going to be a menace, and there could be Invocations. Look at this. And there's 3 haggard little goblins. They were actually shanking Count Noctilus, but it looks like they ran away. I'm not sure why, but the Syreens able to get the break there. Greenskins are scattering in a multitude of directions. You can see they're basically bouncing out every which way. And I don't know, the Syreens might just be too much to kill. Yeah, you can see the Depth Creepers are chasing down the Syreens, of course, to obey the attacking rule. But that Doomdiver Catapult coming back online is really, really concerning for Anticity, because they could just start blasting into the Syreens or any other units. There's a metal band called, yeah, I'll check them out, Connor. Yeah, sure. No problem. The Gunbats, are they going to scoot and shoot? Are they going to pull some StarCraft 2 micro and start blasting at the Doomdiver Catapult crews here? Maybe so. Azag is, of course, chasing down the Gunbats, and yeah, the Syreens are moving towards the Doomdiver, which I think is back online, which is hilarious. So now the attack comes in. The Goblin Wolf Rider is going to be pushing into the Syreens here. And yeah, Noctilus, is he going to go after the Doomdiver crew, or is he going to go support his Syreens? Probably supporting the Syreens is the play here. Bounce Power is like kind of crept back towards the middle here, guys. Some of these Wolf Riders in different units, and the Doomdiver Catapult crew is now firing, so that's going to be sitting and shooting, which is hilarious. Syreens, what is the state of Invocation? Now they're going to be going after the Doomdiver crew. A lot of Terror Routes going, so the Greenskins could start to suffer shattering issues. Yeah, so re-engaged Azag. I think Azag is out of Spirit Leeches. I don't think he has any more tricks in his book here. Definitely get these Deck Chopper Bats away if you can. If you can bring them over here and just kind of shoot it, maybe route the Doomdiver crew, that'd be very, very strong. And the Doomdivers are firing, so they're shooting here. They're shooting very, very close. This is such a scrappy game here. I'm just going to give them a warning just because it could come up soon here. Make sure to constantly be attacking, which of course he is with his Doomdivers right now. They're shooting, so that's fine, but just want to make sure to let the players know that they got to be, careful about that. So the Goblins are in combat with the Syreens here. Ooh, look at that. Azag actually landing pretty close to Count Noctilus. Noctilus could turn around. Ooh, Noctilus does get the anti-arch hit. The Bounce Power pulls back. And it looks like the Greenskins coming in for one last hoorah. Is that another one? Man, he did not use those this game. Oh, right in the face. Negative 109. Bounce of Power swings massively in the favor here of the Coast. And the Kraken King barely pulls that game out. 1-1 here in the series. GG. GG, well played, said by both players. That was such a close game, man. Holy shit. And the last of the Goblins moving in. And he withdraws. Dude, that was a game. That was such a good game. Oh, man. The Wraith Storm. Yeah, the pirate gun line versus greenskins isn't terribly effective in my experience. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, that build, I've seen this build before from Inticity. It's pretty good. The Sirens are really difficult to remove. Even if they don't get a ton of value, they're still this terror-causing presence that's just really sticky. The basic gun bats work well too. They can snipe. You know, there's a lot of light armor in the greenskin roster, so it's a little bit of a cheaper option compared to the other one. Yeah, I mean, both builds were good. I mean, I think his previous build was better, but this build, you know, almost did it. But he was behind for a lot of the game, like trying to fight back. I think Azag just isn't as good here. Doom Diver Tech was kind of neat, but in the end, I think his previous build was just objectively better. So, all right, the Kraken King ties it up 1-1. Let's move on over to the other side. Head on through to the other side. All right, let's find another map for these guys. A good proper map. So we'll put them on. We'll just put them on one of the Carracks. The Carrack maps are fine. I think Carrack Azul. I'm trying to remember what they look like. Carrack Buffdar. Carrack Buffdar has that like weird hill. We could do Ye Old Galbaraz. Eshin is fine. Estalian Tomb. I wish we had more maps to choose from. Castle Drakenhof. Those are all okay too. Yeah, we'll just do one of the Carracks. All right, so let's find it. We could just, Proc's fine. Actually, we can do Proc. All right. Map set. Good luck, have fun. Game 3, rubber match, baby. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been quite a bit of fun. John B, man, we're here. We're having a good time. Dude, those hounds were pretty bananas for sure. Inticity's so good with them. You guys want the follow man? Oh my god, that'd be so haggard. Let's just put him on Black Ark Landing and Inticity can be defending, so he could just like literally defend the bridges. And the greenskins have to like rush the landing. Oh my god, that'd be such a meme. Oh, let's stretch it all out. Will the greenskins claim victory? Will the Wa resound once more in the deep? Let me go ahead and look actually and see. I can't remember who won the single faction tournaments before. Yeah, let's see here. So if we go to the I have a Hall of Fame in my Discord that shows like all previous tournament winners from all my tournaments. All right, so for the single faction tournaments, the first one was won by Falcon, so Lizardman. Second one was won by Even Star with Vampire Counts. The third one was won by Vicious Satsuma in the Greenskins. The fourth one won by the Greenskins. The fifth one won by the Lizardman, actually, and Energized. And then, so we have 2 Lizardman victories and 2 Greenskin victories. 1 Vampire Count victory. And actually, you know, Inticity has won Faction Wars, but he's never won a single faction tournament. One of these. So this would be the first time Coast would win. It would be the 3rd Greenskin victory since their update, with Vicious Satsuma winning twice, actually. Vicious Satsuma won twice in a row with the Greenskins, yeah. Yes, very cool. Very cool indeed. Well, the mind games are real here, man. Like, who's going to change what? Are we going to get, like, Inticity coming in with the same exact build, or is he going to mix it up and bring, like, Luther Harkin? Yeah, let me get a link to the Discord, yeah. Hold on. All right, so for anyone who wants to participate in my events in the future, this is the place to do it. Also a great place to practice and just kind of get some reps in. Really, really nice people. You can kind of use it as a conduit to find other Discords as well. There we go. All right. Welcome, welcome to the party. Hope to see some new faces in there. So the Coast vs. Greenskins round 3. Both have suffered a loss. Why don't we ever see ruin maps? Oh, because they're just kind of poor for multiplayer. They're more campaign maps, to be honest. Yeah. What's wrong, Misha? Did I do something wrong? You'll have to let me know. Was that the wrong link? No, that was for the correct Discord, right? Yeah. Should be good. Like, did I give the link to the wrong Discord? I might have. We'll see. That's funny way with the Doom Diver crew. Yeah, maybe you just linked. That's really good. That's really good indeed. So the map is set. We are on Prague. It's a fairly open field map. I would imagine that if Inticity does want to try a gun line. Oh, you did? I'm sorry, Misha. I didn't see it. I was casting the game. Hey, thank you, Misha, for your help, by the way. Really appreciate that. Lewis Hudson, thanks for becoming a member. Hope you're doing well, Lewis. I always felt like Lewis is a pretty epic name. like it belongs to superheroes. Thank you for your membership, man. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. Oh no, Turin linked to a Skaven Slave Discord. What if we had a Discord where everyone roleplays a different Skaven Slave and there's just like one overseer? That would be the weirdest thing ever. Yeah. That would be so strange. Lewis, appreciate it, man. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. Anticity versus Voidlaws here in the Grand Finals. 1-1 Greenskins Vampire Coast. The time is upon us. Yeah, I know. Must be pretty late over there in Europe right now. What is it like? Germany, it's got to be like, what, 12:30 at night? 1 something? I know in Poland right now, it's got to be, what, yeah, it's around that time. Hey, Philip, glad you're enjoying the content. How many likes do you need to get laid today? I don't know. Just like anyways, we'll find out. We'll find out. What's the number for, let's see. Oh, man. This is wild. Hey, Casser, really appreciate that, man. The Cult of the Rat. David Berber, I'd like to propose that a Bretonnia all-cavalry army, aka Falcons, yesterday be called the that's pretty funny, the Blitzkrieg. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I'll suggest it to Falcon next time he plays. He can announce it. I accidentally linked to my OnlyFans. Holy shit. Does any content creator in the Total War community have one? That'd be so funny. I mean, what would I share on there? Okay, I could share pictures of me laying on my bed with my jeans on and my shirt off with my pot belly sticking out, eating like a kielbasa or like a hot dog. If you guys are into that kind of thing. Although I plan on losing what little weight I gained, so I'm going to start running again. I'm probably going one today. Over in Greece. Yeah, Greece. I enjoyed my time in Greece. Lady Turn and I went on a vacation in Greece together. It was really, really fun. We went to Crete. Got to go to the temple of... got to go to the temple there. We got to go to Spinalonga, the leper colony. Got to eat some gyros, or I'm not really sure how to say that properly, so my apologies, but I really, really liked those. Oh, man. And the sea there was just beautiful. Oh, my God. I loved it. Yeah. Yeah. Glorious stuff. You pay for a Falcon OnlyFans? What? Pretty sure Cherif has a cow. He has one for like Morker. He has an OnlyFans for Morker. Does he just post Morker memes on there? That's pretty funny. Lewis Hudson. Oh, Dziękuję bardzo za donation. Oh, you're Polish. Dziękuję bardzo, my friend. Jak się masz? I hope you're doing very dobrze and having an excellent day. And if you got to go to sleep, dobranoc, but hopefully you can stay to the finals. Crete rules. Did you check out the crazy cave? I don't know if we did. Turns OnlyFans is just me painting models. Yeah, I got my Death Guard army. I got a couple pieces I got to paint, but more or less it's ready to go. And guys, we're here. It's a fairly open field map, a little bit of cover, obviously enough to hide certain things, and Greenskins have great Vanguard capabilities, so we'll see how this goes. Oh, stretching the old shoulders out. Put your army builds behind an OnlyFans paywall. Italian Spartacus has floated the idea of having an OnlyFans where he cooks in the nude. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so funny. Holy shit. Mullet and models. I wouldn't make you guys pay for that. Yeah. Him eating kielbasa in silence. That'd be really creepy. Holy shit. Did you? Yeah, I saw the last UFC. Dude, I was shocked. But don't spoil it for anyone. People might still not have watched it yet because it was a pay-per-view. But man, oh man, that was crazy. All right, guys, let's see if the mighty will be hailed. Here we are in the grand finals. Rubber match, baby. Handgun mobs. Oh, man, Anticity going back to his roots. So he's used like 3 drastically different builds here. So we got triple deck gunner. We got sirens. Looks like quad handgun. Quad handgun. Dude, this is like the exact same build he used against Lizardmen. It's like almost identical. With quads, curvy dogs in the back. Now, for the forces of the Greenskins, they have a Goblin and Savage Orc front line with a little bit of Daka. 4 Daka squads here in the back. He's got the Giant River Troll Hag for Spirit Leech and Orc Shaman for Brainbuster and Scroll of Shielding. Forest Goblin Spider Rider core. And in the back, we got Grom the Paunch once again. So, yeah. Now both players have kind of devolved back to their previous states, right? Yeah. This is going to be interesting. You guys ready for this? Predictions. How many Beastmen were in the top 8? 0. Although we did almost have one. We almost had one that made it to the top 8. But alas, the Beastmen did fall against Mixa, actually. And, you know, Beastmen can beat Greenskins for sure. They have some decent tools in that matchup. But it's I would say Greenskin favored still. But yeah, we almost had a Beastmen make top 8. Probably the least successful factions today were the Dwarves, followed by the High Elves and the Empire. Which is interesting, because Empire is actually a really good faction. Lewis Hudson says, Bards of Dobja, I'm Scottish, but my wife is Polish. Yeah, I was going to say, your name didn't seem like terribly Polish. Okay, so you're in the Polish wife club. Right on, man. Hell yeah, dude. You know how to live. Right on, man. The Polish wife team. Team Polish wives. All right, so the battle should be underway soon. Anticity going in with the classic gun line. Obviously, he could snipe Grom the Paunch. Grom can get nailed pretty good by double deck gunner. He's got the 4 Scurvy Dogs. I like how he always has that scary formation in the back with the 4 Scurvy Dogs kind of lurking there, which I think is very cool. Thanks again for the donation, man. So predictions, what do you guys think? I don't know, based on the armies here, the Greenskins, that's the thing about Greenskins, like, their skirmish cavalry are also backline diving units. That's what, like, you know, Pistoliers can't really do that, Dark Riders can't really do that, but Greenskin Spider Riders, like, they can dive the backline and rush, or they can counter skirmish, or they can play defensively. It's like, that's one of the reasons why they're so good, for sure. We had, like, no Empire players today. There was only, like, 2. Sigmar is really disappointed today, for sure. But nonetheless, you know, the Empire endures, and I'm sure they'll be back. Next time I'll play the Sons of Sigmar, perhaps. We'll see. So the battle is underway, it looks like. Yep, both players fully deployed. Actually, no, the ready buttons have not been clicked yet, so clearly some tension as we load in. We have to build the anticipation. Queen Bess, I actually have used Queen Bess to pretty good effect against Greenskins. It's really good against our archers. Although, arguably, Mortars kind of accomplished the same thing. So, we will see. I think another name we can have for Anticity, he's becoming like Cetra or like Denarius Stormborn with like a million titles. He's the Houndmaster now, the Lord of the Kennels with his Scurvy Dogs. He's the Kraken King. It all depends. It all depends, my friends. So the Greenskins obviously rushing. They see the build. They know they need to rush. There's handguns. There's deck gunners. There's a lot of scary stuff. So, you know, honestly, for deck gunners, I might actually just get all 3 of the deck gunners and just nuke that giant River Troll hag. She can't juke super easily. And I think that would be a really good target to nuke. But we'll see. A lot of flank pressure coming in. We do have the Squig Hoppers in the back getting ready to party as well. And now the Shade Wraith Gunners have unleashed their first volleys. Going into the Savage Orcs, which is a good target. Surpasses their physical resist. And the handgun mobs and deck gunners, yeah, they're actually going after the skirmishers. Interesting. So not going to be trying to snipe lords and characters, which I suppose is a little bit more of a prudent decision, but rather getting the Scurvy Dogs to attack the goblins in the front line and then pulling back. So I think he's just trying to distract the Void Laws, buy a little bit of time for his guns and other tools to really do the heavy lifting. But yeah, this is a stressful situation to be in for the Vampire Coast. I mean, that Greenskin pressure is terrifying, man. Their infantry are very cost effective. The Savage Orcs generally annihilate your infantry very, very easily. And with that many guns, there's just so many cheap shielded like Greenskin units that are just so damn cost effective. Count Noctilus, though, does drop a summon here by the Rusty Errors and is able to kind of partially control those guys. In the backfield, we do have the Squig Hoppers moving in, and Sirens are nearby, so Sirens could pile in and probably get a terror out and push them off. Might want to bring some Scurvy Dogs over here as well. Looks like all 4 Scurvy Dogs are being used in the front to attack the Savage Orc Biggins. Yeah, so he's like cycle charging with the Scurvy Dogs. Very, very interesting. Handgun mobs on the other side collapsed by the Greenskins. And these zombie pirate handgun mobs are shooting downtown into them and, you know, trying to peel. But Grom the Paunch is hot on their tail, man, and he's very good against such characters. So yeah, Squigs have fully finished off a handgun unit. Bounce Pirate's pretty even. Greenskins have taken some damage in the front line. Savage Orc's quite tattered. Nice little brain bust over there, but the Bombers also haven't been able to do too much work. So now it looks like a bit of a gooning attempt. Anticity has switched his firepower onto Grom the Paunch. Going to be trying to finish that bad boy off, but this is a disaster for Coast in the back. The Squig Hopper's just cackling and jumping all over the deck gunners here. Critical binding. -5 leadership, -43. That is a big loss. I mean, that's not a cheap unit, right? That you're losing like that. Now, as far as value, let's see. Looks like the Giant River Troll Hag is taking a little bit of a pounding from the remnants of the handgunners, but pretty much every important missile unit for the Kraken King, the Lord of the Hounds, is offline now. He's got a gunnery mob here, handgun mob here, which is still functional. And okay, this is some good damage. Yeah, I mean, getting the Hag here is quite strong. Gets rid of the Spirit Leeches for the Sirens, and might be able to actually break them. Her leadership is 10 right now, and the Pistol Mob summon is really getting a ton of value. But does he have the Scurvy Dogs to chase things off? So looks like 2 Scurvy Dogs battling Death's Creepers back here with an Overcasted Invocation, keeping those doggos functional. yeah, it's turning into a really, really scrappy game. But man, there's just so many greenskin like archers in the backfield. Like, look back here. You can see we have 68 Orc Airboys and 68 right there. And yeah, man, it's looking tricky. Scurvy Dog's putting up a great fight with the Invocations, but Grom coming in there, and the Spider Riders, Death Creepers really aren't bad in combat. But Vampire Coast is kind of securing a center mass position for itself. You know, they have the Deck Gunners here. They have the other handgun mob, which is pretty healthy. Looks like the Giant River Troll Hag is broken. Anticity certainly needs to grab some hounds and try and chase it off if he can. It looks like Sirens might kind of continue the chase there. Count Noctilus jumping into the Goblins. And let's go ahead and look. Yeah, Greenskin Archers are all moving up. So Rusty Arrows back here, Basic Archers here, and 2 units of Archers as well are going to be advancing up on these forces and getting into this Vampire Coast army very soon. I mean, can Count Noctilus do it? I feel like overall, Grom the Paunch probably a little bit more of an oppressive unit here with the current state of the game. But yeah, the Hag might shatter here, actually. She's just taking a torrent to fire. I get a 22 leadership. She's broken. That Hag might actually run off the battlefield now. Yeah, pretty close to the edge. Probably don't need to shoot it anymore. Hag's at negative 22, but, you know, just to be safe, might as well. So one Doggo unit is broken down. Oh, the Brain Buster was a beautiful one there by Voidlaws. He nails those Sirens. Absolutely nails them. And this, you know, this matchup, because Anticity has already qualified for the Faction Wars by doing the best with Vampire Coast. He was the only Vampire Coast players today, I think. The only one. We have a donation coming in from Hog. It cost us a small price to pay for all the joy your sultry voice has brought to our lives. A donation of $69.69, dude. Oh yeah, the wild hog himself with the majestic $69 donation. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much, Hog, for that donation. I appreciate that. The boss hog. Now, oh my God, the Hag came back. Man, that's rough. The Hag is back. That means Spirit Leeches are back on the menu. Shade Wraith Gunner is proving to be a huge value train. Looks like the Orc Shaman here might get nuked. Shade Wraith Gunner is going after the Savage Orcs. The handgun mob now advancing up on the archers as well. And Noctilus is certainly going to have to put some pressure on them. Balance of power is very greenskin favored. And I feel like this is the classic case of Count Noctilus counting for far too much in the balance of power, because it does not look like an even fight. This looks like it should be like, yeah, like down here where my mouse is right now, because there's 2 archers with a ton of ammo. Grom is more or less, yeah, Falcon, what's up with that? People were having trouble. Just refresh a couple times. You should be able to get in. YouTube is having issues with it. Yeah, it's so freaking weird, man. Yeah, Grom the Paunch, man, getting in there, finishing off the zombie pirate gunnery mobs, and Night Goblins making their last stand, but I just don't see any way that Anticity can pull this game back. It looks like Void is going to be able to win this one. And the Greenskins will be winning once again in the single faction tournament, proving that even though they do have matchups that are considered to be hard, maybe like Vampire Counts, they can still win them. It's not like other factions with bad counters that, yeah, okay, so we're having some folks who can't watch. That's so weird. That is so weird today. What is it? My YouTube channel's like region blocked now? Damn. All right. And there you have it, my friends. The Greenskins advance on and win today's tournament, winning the prize pool. Thank you so much, EPOP, for the donation, and Costas. Really appreciate that, guys. And man, oh man, that was a seriously contested series, but it just goes to show that the gun line just didn't seem to work that well. I mean, despite some good play and control from Anticity, I think his previous build was probably the way to go. And yeah, but even it's so hard against like Grom and like just Archer spam and like Spider Rider spam. It's so tough. It's so tough. So with that, the Greenskins win today's tournament. Big round of applause for him. So both Anticity as well as Void here will be qualifying for the Faction War this weekend on Saturday. And that is going to be all she wrote. So Greenskins, the Big Chungus Grom, winning many games today across the board. Even winning a mirror match. Which is pretty crazy. It seems like, Kitak94, where are you from, by the way? Maybe it's folks in Russia that can't watch? Because if Falcon can't watch it, and I could have sworn, Kitak, maybe, were you from Poland or Russia? Yeah, I can't recall. Anyways, man, great games today. As far as value accrued, let's take a look. The builds are obviously both solid. Yeah, the Spider Riders are just so annoying, man. Like, they can just shut down missile pieces. The little Squig Hoppers killing the Deck Gunners was incredibly strong, too. Yeah, and the gun line it's tricky against Greenskins. It's really, really tricky. Yeah, it's incredibly tricky. Fine in Russia for you. Okay, so yeah, we got some folks in Russia who can watch, but for some reason Falcon can't watch it. That's so weird. Yeah, it must be a YouTube problem. Regardless, the video will be up later. Grom defeated himself and found enlightenment. That's one of my favorite comments of the day there from Hadries. All right, guys, that is it for today. Congratulations to Void for winning. He'll be winning the cash prize and also qualifying for the weekend's Faction War. There's the King Lewin Frodo with the ring being his faction. It works in Poland? Okay. Yeah. I don't know what it is then. Very strange. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Let's go ahead and crown the winner. So we'll go here. That was a 2-1 victory. So 2-1. Void winning that series. But don't worry. For those of you guys who are a fan of the Dark Lord Anticity, you will be seeing him back in the Faction War this weekend. Perhaps he'll have a chance to rematch Void Laws. And we'll go from there. That is it. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. No FFA today. I got some other stuff I got to take care of. Got to go get a new washing machine, which should be fun. The one we have here is all busted up. So yeah, it is what it is. Fun adult stuff. So much fun being an adult. Thank you, EPOP, for the donation as well. And guys, I hope to see you this weekend. 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Faction War. It's time, baby. No more messing around. We're here and we're here to stay. Thank you, Sicknarf, EPOP, for the donation. From the Hog, from Lewis, for multiple donations in the membership, from David, from Clayton Hauser, Ruben Bunsko, Gatsby for the huge 50, Samson, Caviaria, Sir Justice Wargrave, Trill, Trogdor, Samson, Margaret, Geralt of Rivia, Joe Leonard, Keith, Mark again, Bubba's Big Blast, and that's it. Thank you guys so much, man. Thank you to the mods for helping as always. Really appreciate you guys. Couldn't do it without you. Yeah, YouTube's being weird today, man. Curse the Baggins. Curse the Bagginses, dude. So freaking weird. I'll find out what's wrong. Maybe when I was like accidentally played like a half a second of a copyrighted song, like it flagged my stream and now it's like region blocking you guys. I really hope that's not the case. It's so freaking stupid. All right, guys. Anyways, thanks again. We'll see you this weekend. I'll be streaming throughout the week though. We're gonna have some Legendary Lords group stages going, and yeah, so there'll be streams all week. So don't worry, guys. I won't leave you hanging. Cheers, my friends, and take care.